because you're already you, like it's already different.
It's already
right?
different.
It's already different. I'm essentially watching anime for ridiculous anime bullshit.
He knows all the One Piece characters, but only seen 2 episodes. What?
My wife just texted me and said there will be no sliding in the DMs.
You can show that to anybody, even if they don't watch anime, and you're gonna give them a perfect story. Not that your significant others and you have to have the same hobbies, but like
because we don't.
This thing called anime can really connect people on like a relationship level, on a friendship level, on a life level. It's so cool. I'm just there on the same line as them, like waiting for ice cream. I'm just and they're just like feel the need to gush about it. Like hit the record button. Fuck, I almost said the F word. Hold on. Hit the record button and send it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Life with Anime Podcast, where you come to be entertained, find some escape and relief, and where we talk about the impact that anime has in our lives. We are your hosts, Family Man Joe.
And Mr. Music Major. How y'all doing?
Today, we have another special guest. Long time coming. We've had his significant other on the pod, we've had her on the pod. So without further ado, let's introduce this man. And we got some fun stuff. Shout out to some of our mutual friends for this introduction. Yeah.
That's what we got going on here.
Many of us know him from his content and journey in front of the camera, but it all started for him behind the camera 15 years ago at Brian, and hopefully I'll say this right, Brian Pupos' birthday surprise, a 2013 Monmouth Homecoming King nominee, has worked for some of the biggest TV and entertainment companies such as WWE, Food Network, and MTV. He has walked the runway for New York Fashion Week and is a videographer who has produced music videos for Rock Nation artists. He's collaborated with some of the biggest brands: Lenovo, Netflix, Yen Press, Tilly's, Universal Studio, Viz. We could keep going. We really could, but we won't. Football player turned dancer, a Def Jam gaming expert, best friends with T-Pain, and according to Rob, the man who is allergic to the publish button on YouTube Studios, we have the one and only King Kumar, aka Kumar Sutra. How you doing, Kumar?
Damn, you guys really went on LinkedIn.
Oh, of course. We went everywhere. We went absolutely everywhere.
Thank you. No, I'm happy to be here. Like you were saying earlier, a long time coming. We've known each other for a little bit now via social media, but you guys have had everyone but me, but I'm here now.
Hey, listen, we haven't had everyone. We haven't had everyone.
Okay. All right, in retrospect.
It was hilarious because we had a comment from Gabe the other. I forget, was that on our first episode?
Yeah, it wasn't the first episode. It was the promo.
Oh, the promos. He was like, I know this pod is mid because I haven't been invited on yet.
You know what's funny about that comment from Gabe, aka Smile Bomb? He has said that to everyone that's he's friends with that has a podcast, because he said that to us way back when we first started this whole content thing during the dark ages of 2020 and how we all got to know each other essentially. Yeah. So that's Gabe's go-to. That's his little like, yo, I'm here. So I mean, essentially now I'm here and I'm happy to be here, so thank you guys. That's gonna be fun.
We're super glad to have you. Real quick before we get started, P, because I got some things to say. First and foremost, I want to say thank you because you obviously helped me out on Rob's draft video. Okay, we got an easy major dub, like cakewalk of a dub.
Too easy. I can't tell if he's happy or not.
Did I use my skin?
Yeah, right there. You skipped Reggie Rocket.
All right, guys. Joe.
No.
Nah, you showing this character. What are you doing? Show this character.
I got boobs. Like, come on.
Who can't even find the bananas in the tree in front of him, bro?
Yo, real talk.
Come on, man.
Way too easy.
I almost felt a little bad.
No, not at all.
Rob took L's all night, though.
All night. And then he left my victory speech out of the video. I was kind of upset. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's funny? I mean, that's the thing though, right? Like when he does the shorts, those draft battles at conventions, like it's his controlled setting. So now when he's in, a free for all in a digital space on a live where he's letting, the public really choose. We're glad to see the L's because they're a long time coming. He gets away with murder on his shorts. I'll give him that.
What?
Absolutely, he does. Absolutely. And then the last thing I have for you, man. I forgot when you did this, but like you said, we've known each other for a little bit via social media, right? We haven't met in person. Hopefully, correcting that here in May when you come to MomoCon. Super excited about that.
It's a wrap, man.
It's
we'll
a wrap.
be there.
Can't wait. But you did interview another NFL player before you talked to me, and I had some beef with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I feel like we've talked before. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
And for you to find another NFL player, say and a Raider, right? I'm not a big Raiders fan, and a Raider at that, right? I got some beef with that. What's up with that? You know what I'm saying?
It's just funny. I have known you longer, but he was just in closer vicinity now that I'm in Vegas. But the irony is. Now he's a Seattle Seahawks, so
that is true. That is true.
He's not even on the Raiders anymore. He still lives here, I think. But it's really cool just the fact that no matter where, I mean, you could be anywhere. Like you'd be in a really small town, a really big city. You never know who you're going to run into.
Absolutely.
And more likely than not, they're going to be into the same stuff you're into because that's just the way the world works, especially in our niche. Like if you like anime, chances are you also like K-pop. Chances are you also like gaming. Chances are you also like pro wrestling. Like it's just this crazy amalgamation of just all these niches and nerdy stuff that we love, and we all get to just share it. And the beauty is finding people that out in the street being like, oh damn, like I'm sure you guys know, you see somebody with an anime t-shirt, you're gonna try to find a way to make that conversation happen.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. P made a joke on our we were doing like our promo for our merch. He's like, whether what I'm saying, your family, your friends, the clerk at the grocery store. And the funny thing about that, like I've ran into so many clerks at the grocery store that actually legit know anime and love anime. So it's been dope to kind of have those conversations. So
there was this 50-year-old man that was working at Cinnabon. And I had on a Hunter hat.
Cinnabon, you said. Yo, shout out Cinnabon.
Shout out Cinnabon. If you want to sponsor the podcast. Anyway.
All right, let them know, P. Let them know.
This guy, legit, he had turned 50 maybe 2 weeks ago. I had my wife with me. And he was like, Hunter? And I was like, first of all, sir, I aspire to be you when I get your age. Like, you're 50, still watching anime. And we had like a whole conversation, probably about 15 minutes, of just talking Hunter and One Piece. So... I find it like absolutely fascinating.
So beautiful.
One other question that I do have. Def Jam, who you main?
Oh man, you know what's funny about Def Jam? When that game first came out, obviously Def Jam Vendetta, then Fight for New York. Vendetta, like I was just his intro and his outro when you win as him, and just like the way he fought. DMX was like. And he was also tough as hell in the story mode. Like he was one of the tougher fights in the story mode. But I loved playing as him, and I loved his blazing move. But in Fight for New York, I loved the way that they incorporated just all aspects of hip hop. So you got MCing, breakdancing. So Crazy Legs and Sean Paul because of the capoeira background they gave him. But as I got older, like when I played recently this past October at Anime NYC, we went to like some gaming bar. Shout out Coexist Gaming, and they had a setup of Def Jam Fight for New York. I was like, oh, I gotta throw it on, and because now, as Joe has said, and you guys know now, I used to work for WWE. I was like, let me do Method Man because Method Man has like the wrestling fighting style in that game, and I was like, I gotta. So I've been playing. He's the most recent character I played, but back in the day as a kid, I was all about the capoeira, like breakdancing stuff. So
it was Eddie from
Eddie again, that's from
Tekken.
It speaks for itself. Yeah, for sure.
That's dope.
They need to remake that game, damn it. They
really should. They really should. There's a lot of things in this world that need to be redone.
True.
Yeah, man. I used to main Method Man, and surprisingly, Nelly was one that I would main. But yeah.
The look.
No, we might have to pull up that roster, sir. Was Nelly in the game?
Nelly was in the game.
What?
No, not Nelly. Excuse me, Luda.
Okay, here we go. Luda, all right, Luda. Throwing bows. Yeah, Luda. I loved his stage in Def Jam Fight for New York. It was the circular dome thing, but it was like in a strip club. Yeah. Shout out Luda. Speaking of which, Luda, amazing performer. He's like one of the rappers that actually has a great like live performance. If you ever have a chance to see a Ludacris concert, go.
I've never seen one. That's what's up.
Yeah. Wait, favorite Ludacris song?
What's it called? I can say the lyrics. I I don't think it's actually his though. So hold on.
I'll take verses because he has some awesome verses and features. Like any of his features in Sierra songs, he bodies. But for example, my favorite Ludacris song is definitely Southern Hospitality.
When you get on the floor.
For sure.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like, I love the beat. Obviously, shout out Pharrell. He was, killing it that era, as he always does. But that was like, I don't know. There's something about that song that really,
got it.
Just does
Go ahead,
it for me.
Because now I got to make sure I'm talking about the right song before I embarrass myself.
And I know, blah blah. I don't want to hear it. What's your fantasy?
That arguably that might be like
favorites.
Close to a tie for me, but number 2 for me because that I think essentially that's the single that really blew him up. I think What's Your Fantasy for sure.
But not only that, lyrically sound, and we're talking about like some really freaky deaky stuff. but like lyrically, when you can talk about freaky deaky ish, lyrically
crushes it.
Yeah, give me that. Yeah.
For whatever reason, I used to play it a bunch, and I probably shouldn't have when I was listening to it. But my chick bad.
Hey, that was the era where he was just throwing like you make a lot of party music and like
my chick.
Good for him. He got the bag for sure. White women love, they were going crazy with that song. Anyways, I digress.
Nah, you're good.
Man. I mean, but Act a Fool is
Act
great.
a Fool.
Yeah. He got some stuff. He has.
Yeah, he's great. Definitely up there for me. I think he doesn't get his flowers enough, but that's just
dang. Now I gotta ask top three artists.
Me?
Yes.
That's a loaded question because.
Okay. So can we?
Who are you listening to right now?
I'm
consistently the 3 that you're listening to right now.
All right. Well, Rob can tell you when he watches this. It's been about 3 weeks since he's been here in Vegas with us, and for the past 2 weeks I've been playing nothing but DeBarge. So there's that. Okay. I'm on a DeBarge kick right now, but when it comes to artists up there top 3, I got MJ and Prince are like one at top. I love both of them. Prince, I feel like I was also always an MJ head, but as I got older, I started appreciating Prince way more. He's a phenomenal, like he does it all, obviously.
Yeah.
Second favorite artist is probably Sherelle. If you guys can't tell, I'm a huge 80s person.
I could tell because your favorite song in whatchamacallit told us. Give me a minute.
Oh, on Instagram, yeah. It says it on my little tab. That's a new feature that I don't think people use, but I do it.
I haven't used it yet.
And last but not least, damn, I'll say this is so tough because it's always
tough being put on the spot too. Like
I know I want to be more current too because I'll just like
you got to do that.
All right, then I'll say I'll say the Whispers.
Bruh, okay. What?
Either it was gonna say
we got to talk about music. He's excited.
It was either gonna be the Whispers, Daz Band, or Charlie Wilson's group. I forgot. Gap Band.
Gap Band. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a huge. I just love that era of music, man. If I could go back in time, if I could relive my childhood, I want my childhood and teen years to be in the '80s, so I could just listen to all that music. Just go out to the clubs and just be dancing all happy with that Soul Train and all that stuff. Oh, that's my stuff, man.
Bro,
I really
used
love
to
that era.
Sitting in the barbershop and I was playing Soul Train, bro. It was crazy.
The Whispers?
Quite the area. Yeah, man. I will wait, hold on. Let me give you some context though. I will give a lot of props to Will Smith for putting me on because his whole catalog in the 90s was just sampling those songs. So shout out Sister Sledge too. But I mean, he just sampled all the greatest 80s hits, disco hits, and that's how it became like a sensation musically.
Bro,
Getting jiggy with it. Is a sample of Sister Sledge's He's the Greatest Dancer. Freaking Miami is just a sample of the Whispers, and the beat goes on. Yeah, that's my shit. Oh, shout out Cameo. Candy's one of my favorite barbecue songs for sure.
Oh, that's great. Cameo's great.
You know what I love about that song when it comes to Candy by Cameo? It's because the lead singer sounds like the dad from Proud Family, but like he's not really singing. He's like he's like yelling at you.
Good old Oscar Proud.
Yeah, he's like talking to you, but like loud. So I'm just gonna do this. Like he's not even singing, but it's just like I like this is catchy because I can't sing, but like I feel like I could singing that song.
I mean, we saw you did some backup singing in your music videos with was it Feed the Rabbit?
Oh no!
Yeah,
I have no vocal range,
Listen,
no music
you know what I'm
abilities,
saying?
nothing.
In the studio on
Damn, where'd you
I'm a
find that?
firm.
Hey,
And
listen,
I'm a firm believer
you
that
know,
everybody
we had to
sing.
dig
Yeah, we
deep.
did research. Yeah,
We had
I'm a
to
firm
dig
believer
deep.
that everybody can sing. By the way,
Oh, okay. Well,
so I
I don't
believe
know
you can
about
sing.
that. I don't know about
Pete, you're gonna have to
everybody.
tell me how to do that then, because I don't think I really use the diaphragm a lot. A lot of my talking even comes from here, the
So
vocal cord.
surprisingly, when people say it, not to get like on a music trip, surprisingly when people say sing from your diaphragm, there is no way possible that you can sing from your diaphragm. You can't control your diaphragm. It is a muscle that you cannot control. So when people say sing from your diaphragm, it's mostly like sing from like almost like from your bottom belly to like
belly. Okay.
Anyway,
well, Pete, I only asked you that was because when it comes to going to these anime conventions, day one, my voice is shot. Like at the end of the day, because I talk and I yell from here, so I'm like, I don't know what it is, but like I need to change that because I would like my voice to last all 3 or 4 days of the convention. There's
you're right. There's ways to do that to your voice. I know when we get hype and we get excited, like we tend to use like a lot of our like chest and strain your vocals, but like actually, anyway, there's. I can see.
Yeah.
We'll be going on to the next hour. This will be a whole podcast right here.
Hey man, we're here.
Oh man, Kumar, yo, music. What? I need a playlist now.
Oh, I mean, it's all gonna be just 70s and 80s music.
Of
course, being a 90s baby, like I love my 90s and current gen hip hop, R&B, all that jazz and pop. But like all that music essentially just samples all the great hits from that time, from these 70s and 80s. So it's just like that's what it means when you have timeless music. People will always go back to that generation and pull samples.
I've seen so many videos of people like, all right, where did this sample come from? And it literally goes back like 5 songs.
Yes.
Like it's crazy. Like we'll have the 70s song and then there'll be an 80s song that sampled that, a 90s song that sampled that, 2010 song, and then now we got a 2024 song that sampled all of that. Like it's so crazy. Which is
why I think I love Kendrick's album like a lot because he sampled the heck out of. I think half that album is nothing but straight samples.
I respect it, man.
I love it. I love
it. And you get you put more people onto that music potentially if they haven't heard it. Or they're just like, where is this from? Or this sounds so familiar. They go through that rabbit hole, and then they just get put on some more music or music they never heard from an era they obviously didn't live in, and thus the cycle continues. So I love that. I love that.
Absolutely.
That little tidbit.
When they did Kendrick's when Kendrick did Luther. Like you went on YouTube like the next day and it was nothing but straight Luther Vandross all down the timeline. So I absolutely love it. That's good stuff. Okay, shy away from the music, Joe. My fault.
You good, bro? You good? Now we can officially start the podcast, guys. We're back on Life with Anime. No, I'm just kidding, bro. We love it. We love it. Kumar, man, plug your socials. Do you got anything coming up? Anything big going on, man? Let us know. Let the people know.
You can find me on all my socials, the same username at Kumar, KUMAR _Sutra. It is a play on the word Kama Sutra. It's probably the most clever thing I have ever made up in my life back in 2012 when I first made my Twitter, which is now X, but who cares? But now my Twitter. That was when I first made my Twitter account, and all my socials was just like Kama Sutra. Sounds like Kumar Sutra. Kumar, everyone called me Kumar because of the movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle back in middle school. It just stuck, and it's my modus. I can't think of the word, that phrase when it's like your greatest body of work is my username because
like masterpiece.
No,
masterpiece. Yeah, essentially, because I just nothing will ever be more clever than that for me. You can find me on all socials on most social media platforms everywhere. If you have the app, I'm probably on there to be honest. Project wise, man, it's almost con season. Crazy enough, con season is underway. So
crazy.
It's March. My birthday's in a couple of days, so
happy birthday!
Shout out to the Pisces.
Happy birthday!
I'll out myself. It's on Pi Day, and I suck at math, which is the irony of that. But I do
That's
love
hilarious.
pie.
That's hilarious.
I do love. I might say pie over cake. I don't know. That's just me.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Okay, cool.
Not at all. Not at all.
Right, but
I would definitely take an apple pie or a peach cobbler. Well, I don't know if peach cobbler counts because technically
cobbler ain't even like that, man.
But I would definitely take an apple pie over some cake.
Apple pie, though.
And aside from that, just man, I know Rob took a little jab at me, but I think the boot camp we have going on here is to really get me going with the YouTube, and you guys are also a really big inspiration to that too, because I love the community you guys have built. Just
oh man, we appreciate
on
that.
YouTube.
Appreciate
It's awesome. It makes me want to like just dive into just. I think I'm at the point in my content career where I'm just like, man, let me just put out whatever the hell I want to talk about, like, not get too like in the weeds of like, oh, is it trending or is it like cool enough to talk about? Is it even like hip enough to talk about? Like, I think I got so into like, man, I don't think I'm even smart enough to be talking about something I talk about, but it's just like, who cares, right? Like, bro, just put it out there and see.
You and 1,000 trillion other people.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're better. And I'm sure there's a lot of people you're better than at talking about what you're interested in.
And that's like, I think the hurdle a lot of people, especially, I'm sure we'll dive into it a little later in this episode as well. But I feel like that's the hurdle a lot of people when it comes to just starting content. Just like, man, but I watch other people that do it way better, or like have the grip of the chokehold on that thing. Yeah. But because you're already you, like, it's already different.
It's already different. It's already different.
So shout
out
to
your unique perspective.
Yeah. So shout out to Perry and Rob for really being like, man, it's time. Like, lock in. I was like,
I love it. Yeah, we'll definitely dive into that for sure as we move on here. Let's start with the anime origin story, and bro, the first question. So when you were talking to that other NFL player who won't be named, okay? No, I'm saying Britton Brown. Shout out Britton, man. Who's now a Seattle Seahawk. But when you did the interview, what you said during the interview was that your favorite anime, or at least your number one anime, was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Okay. However, Rob, has told us that it's Samurai Champloo. So now I want there's just some controversy going on with that based on what the research that we were trying to figure out. So now I'm curious as to which one of these is your favorite. Now, mind you, I want to say this. Okay, no. I love both series. I just want to say I love both series. Okay, that's it. That's all I was going to say.
Okay, great. Good. Okay, good. I didn't know if he was going to try to correct him. Okay, good.
Depending on how much Kumar has watched of our content, he may know better. But you know what I'm saying.
True.
All right, so the real answer to. See Rob being an instigator here. The real story and the real fact is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is to me a better anime for sure. Holistically.
Okay.
But my personal favorite anime is Samurai Champloo because of what it means to me and what it encapsulates and how I grew up. So yeah. Well, I'm sure we could dive, unless you want to dive into the answer right now.
Just talk about it now. Might as well.
So, Samurai Champloo came out in 2004, 2006, but the fact that I'm from the Bronx, New York, the birthplace of hip-hop, Samurai Champloo ingrained just the beauty of hip-hop and meshing it together with samurai culture. And again, I think we all can notice that there's something beautiful about anime and hip hop, right? It just works.
It just works, bro.
Right?
It really does.
So the fact that I'm a pretty big sucker for anything samurai or ninja aesthetically, so any anime about Edo period Japan or samurai era Japan, I'm going to dive into. So the fact that this one particular anime that was from the creator of Cowboy Bebop is able to mesh and showcase all four elements of hip hop in a samurai story, essentially, I was like, this is the greatest body of work I've ever seen in my life. And of course, and also with that being said, in that time period of 2006 when it came out, Nuhabe's the composer, the music composer, I was listening to him a lot, even around that area. I mean, of course, we found out through that show that this hip hop music is amazing. And to me, I don't know if you guys can agree, but I feel like Samurai Champloo kind of birthed lo-fi hip hop. Like it got
for sure,
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought about that, but yeah, 100%.
But around that time, the people I was hanging out with in school, like we were all like dancing, break dance and stuff like that. We were listening to a lot of Nuhabe's and like being able to get that in like a real life setting, but also see it like, damn, it's an anime too. This is amazing. Yeah. It just really hit for me. So that's why. Just the fact that show was able to encapsulate the things that I love, breakdancing, just hip hop culture, stuff like that, and like make me feel like home is why it's number one in my heart for me. But for Joe's sake, Full Metal Alchemist
No,
Brotherhood
is
is number one in my top 5.
Samurai Champloo used to be in my top 10 for a while. Absolutely, for a while. Until most recently. Yeah, P used to get on me about that too.
To wear blue light. Anyway, man. Anyway, man.
Hey, we can't hate on blue light. Ain't no hating on blue light, man. But no, that's awesome. No, I got no issues with that being your favorite. I absolutely love the series. I actually just rewatched it. A month ago?
I tend to revisit a lot. That is Cowboy Bebop for sure.
What was the first anime that you watched? And if it was Samurai Champloo as well, what was the anime that like got you hooked into anime? Like this is for me. Like I can't put this down. Time to dive deeper into anime.
All right, so I guess we're gonna start with the anime journey, how I started. So I grew up in the Bronx, New York, and my mom's side of the family is very young. So her youngest sibling, my uncle, is only 3 or 4 years older than I am.
Okay.
So we, fortunately for us, like I don't know how this happened, but luckily enough, our apartment in the Bronx was right next to an arcade. So he would take me. He would take me to the arcade all the time, and he loved fighting games. So I would go to the arcade with him. We'd play fighting games all the time, all day, every day. Dope. And of course, as you guys know, the fighting games around the 90s was Street Fighter, King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown. So essentially, those video games are from Japan, right? So the art style that those fighting games had, is essentially anime. So I was playing fighting games and not knowing that, like, okay, the sprites, the characters look like anime characters. But when I saw my first anime, I was way too young to be watching this. It was just something that my uncle threw on, was Ninja Scroll. So I saw Ninja Scroll, and I was like, so I made the connection, like, okay, the way that these characters are drawn looks similar to the games I'm playing, these fighting games. So when I saw Ninja Scroll, again, I was way too young to be watching that. It was very, very gory and all that, very adult. But I was like, it's got ninjas in it, so this is already amazing.
It's all good.
So like from then on, and again, I was too young to know, but I didn't know that was called anime. So as we go about our childhood, you're watching things on Toonami, you're watching Pokemon, you're watching Dragon Ball Z, you're watching Yu Yu Hakusho, you're watching anything that was on TV at the time. And then I actually knew what anime was around like my middle school years. I was like, okay, these cartoons from this country, Japan,
are different.
It's called anime, and now I want to see more. I want to find out more about it, essentially. Okay. But to answer your question, I got into anime through fighting games, and my first anime legitimately was Ninja Scroll.
Okay. Was Ninja Scroll, like, was Ninja Scroll what got you hooked? Obviously you talked about, there's kind of a lot that goes into it with the video games, Ninja Scroll kind of making that connection. Was there one that was like, okay, like this I'm sold on anime?
Nah, I think like most kids, especially boys our age in the 90s, it's gotta give it up to Dragon Ball for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I was back then, I was consistently trying to keep up with Dragon Ball, and then it went into Dragon Ball Z. And then that whole spiel with it just being on Cartoon Network, and like everyone wanted to go Super Saiyan, of course. So I was like,
bro, listen, I'm doing Kamehamehas and special beam cannons at recess. Yeah, like it's like that. So
we all live the same life essentially, in this medium.
Absolutely,
the good old days.
Yeah, bro, Ninja Scroll. I love a good Ninja Scroll. Anytime somebody says like Ninja Scroll, because I remember it used to come on the Sci-Fi Channel, like when anime used to be on TV, but like we didn't know exactly what it was. So Sci-Fi Channel is like where I used to watch all that crazy anime. Me and Joe just had an episode, our first episode, to where we solidified our top 10 anime of all time. There were some crazy changes that were made. Joe put some stuff in places that should not have been there, but we digress.
Whoa.
We digress.
Okay.
We digress. With that being said,
I definitely can't give you a top 10. I definitely can't give you
not a top 10.
I give you a top 5 if you need it.
Okay, boom. That is my question.
Perfect. That's exactly where we're going.
What is your top 5 anime?
All right, top 5. I want to say no particular order because I love them all, but I'll give you an order. Like I just said, number 1 to me has to be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think you can show that to anybody, even if they don't watch anime, and you're going to give them a perfect story. You're going to give them everything essentially in that anime. You're going to give them.
You hear that, Tracy?
You're going to give them drama. You're going to give them suspense. You're going to give them like geopolitical, conflict. You're going to give them action. You're going to give them comedy. You're going to give them romance. I think you're going to give them racism. You're going to give them everything, right? All these world problems that hit real life, like you're going to hit on top of it.
It's an amazing anime.
Yes.
Tie a bow on it.
So there you go. Number 2 is a tie. It's going to be Samurai Champloo and or Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I think Cowboy Bebop is objectively the better anime, but I like the appeal of the samurai stuff more. So Samurai Champloo is there for me. So there's that. Number 3, got to be Yu Hakusho.
Yes,
sure.
Let's go.
I love
Put him in there.
that we going.
Put him in there.
Stand back. You know what
Yu
I'm saying?
Hakusho.
Put him in there.
Number 4 has to be Naruto because that's my big. I grew up with Naruto first in the big 3, so that's why I will eventually catch up to One Piece.
That was something else that Rob told us. He knows all the One Piece characters, but only seen 2 episodes.
I literally only got up to Alabasta, but that's the thing though, right? With social media, like I knew spoilers, but again, this spoiler has been out forever. I knew about Ace dying before, before social media. So
listen, I was there.
And Whitebeard, everything. So
when I finally saw Ace dying, I knew it was about to happen. I didn't realize how it happened. So
right.
I still had an emotional response, and it was not a good one because I was pissed. But yeah.
And again, all these rumors, or not rumors, but like the fact that the potential of One Piece being remade has just kind of been like, why am I going to rewatch it or watch it through the first time? I'm going to wait for like the beauty of all this. We're spoiled, right? We're spoiled with all this beautiful animation nowadays. So like I'm holding on hope that it'll come out soon, so I don't have to all right, let me actually grind the One Piece, right? Yeah. But I digress.
I think it's supposed to come out either the end of this year or early next year. Based on what I've seen,
see, tell that to Rob. He's like in my ear every day.
I mean, based on everything else you've said on your list, I feel like you would have an appreciation for the original animation.
Sure.
So I'm gonna back Rob up, and it's very rare that I do that, mind you. Very rare that I back up Rob on anything, but I might have to back him up on this one.
That's true.
All right, and to round off my number 5, this is a show that I feel like I have not had this feeling for any other show recently. So it's number 5. I've been putting on for it for a long time. Golden Kamuy. It is such a good anime. And to me, like when it comes to watching anime, like cool, I could always get down with like realistic stories or realistic
humanistic
conflict, humanistic characters. But I'm essentially watching anime for ridiculous anime bullshit. Can I curse?
Can I? Yeah, keep it to a minimum.
Okay, for ridiculous anime BS, right? So like, I want to see outrageous, wild moments. I want to see like things that you could only get in anime, whether it's the humor, like the ridiculous humor, not the over the top action, because the beautiful thing about Golden Kamuy is, like, you have anime nowadays, especially shonen, where all the fight scenes are super flashy, super well choreographed, and I can appreciate that, and I love that. But there's something about Golden Kamuy when it comes to the fights. It's like every action, every strike, every grab or grapple matters, because like it's life or these people are fighting life or death. So like I'm gonna gouge your eyes out. I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna like claw and scratch. Like that's like when I'm watching those fight scenes, like it's like I'm on the edge of my seats because I know, like, is this guy gonna die? Because these people are fighting for their lives to find this treasure, essentially. So that's like, it's one of those shows where like I haven't felt that like I'm on literally the edge of my seat, like leaning in, like I'm locked in. Like it's been a while since I've had that, and that's why I think Golden Kamuy will, like, I'm gonna fight for it no matter. No one really talks crap about it, but I feel like it needs more flowers. So it's my top 5 for sure.
Okay. P, you've seen all of Golden Kamuy, right?
I haven't seen all of it.
Okay.
A lot of people do say it starts slow. Yeah, but I feel like if you get through the first couple episodes, you're in for a ride.
I think that's where I didn't not like it. I got stuck, I think, on episode 3.
Oh, same.
The reason I didn't keep going was because like other things kind of popped up. So it wasn't like I was like, I'm done with this. But I did start, and I'm like, I did like it. I just got to kind of keep going.
Yeah, it's very popular in Japan, but like, because it's got a 5th season coming up, and I believe the 5th season is the final season.
Okay,
but
well then,
I just don't feel like I hear enough people talk about it in America, which is why I always feel the need. If I have the chance to, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to take it.
How's the dub for it?
It's good.
I think it's good. I watched the sub because there's a lot of notable voice actors. Obviously, like you got Nanami's voice actor in it. He's like a staple. There's a lot of good voice actors, but I do hear good things about the dub though. So
no, that's okay. Because I'm a big sub person, but I've been lately streaming some anime while in the Discord. So I was thinking about doing that one. Usually it's better to do it with dub, so I can like kind of watch and still hear and kind of do what I'm doing. But do all that stuff. So okay, cool.
You, Chili Rex, Chin, Perry, and Thousand Honeys started Senpai Talk Show, a show that is dedicated to all things manga and anime. How did you guys
which needs to come back, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to get back into that. I was going to get into that. Yeah, we waiting on that.
Yeah, we waiting on that. But go ahead.
How did you guys meet?
So, me and Chin went to college together. We went to Monmouth University in New Jersey, West Long Branch, New Jersey. Chin lived about 20 minutes south of that, but I'm from New York, so my commute there was like an hour and a half, and so I stayed on campus.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought you were about to say you made a daily commute. I was like,
no. I wanted to be close enough where I could still make it home, but far enough to be like it makes sense for me to stay.
That was me. So yeah, absolutely.
So me and Chin are college friends since 2012 is when he entered. I got to college 2010. But Chin and Chili Rex, Chin Sinuzo and Chili Rex, they're childhood friends. They've been friends since I think elementary or middle school, and they're part of Jersey.
What? Did I? I feel like no, I did not know that. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So Chin and Chili have always been friends in their little town in New Jersey. They talk as friends do, talk about anime, manga. I did that with Chin at college, but they went to Anime NYC in 2019. And they were online for something, and that's where they met Rob, because Rob was with, I think, his cousin, and Rob being Rob, they were in whatever convo they had, turned around to Chin and Chili and were like, yo, dub or sub, or something. I don't know. Whatever question that needed a debate. So that's how Chin and Chili met Rob, and they were cool. But that was before our Senpai Talk tenure. So 2020 hits. COVID hits, we're all trapped inside. We can't do nothing. Everyone's going on to TikTok to gush about their niches. Chili was watching a lot of... And what's funny is that we were all watching Rob's stuff, but we didn't know... Like, we weren't close to Rob like we were then, like we are now, right? So, Chin and Chili started, during the pandemic, early 2020, started doing, like, Twitch streaming and, like, just talking about anime, just them two on Chin's Twitch stream. So I was like... I was at work. I was at WWE in the studio. I was just in my little editing room. I see that they're live, or they posted a clip of like whatever they were talking about. I was like, why am I not in this? Right. Like, so I hit up Chin. I'm like, yo, Chin, like, I love anime. Like, dude, can I, I don't want to like intrude, but like, I would love to like talk to you guys. Like, I would love to like be on an episode essentially, but that's when Chin was like, oh, nah, come on down. Like, you're a co-host now.
That's awesome.
That's dope.
And around that time, I was talking to Perry. Perry had just moved to New York. From LA. She's from Chicago, but she had just moved to New York. We had just started talking, and I was like, well, she also loves anime and manga. She's a woman. I think she could be a really great dynamic for this group of three guys to
absolutely
put the female perspective of like engaging in this medium. And it was also low-key a way for me to just talk to her more. So I roped her into it.
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so Chin and Chiri were like, bet. All right, we got 4. Of course, we would love to have Perry. So that's how we all started doing it. We had a lot of fun. And Thousand Honey was started making TikTok content about anime. And she got to the point where she made a post kind of like, man, all these Discords are weird for anime because they're full of like incel men and like men that don't respect women and they just stereotypical stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So it was a TikTok post that she made. So Chili commented, I was just like, hey, we have a Discord if you want to join it. And she joined it, and then the rest is history, really. So we started just doing our bi-weekly Twitch streams, and eventually we got Rob on, and that's how we all met Rob. And it just snowballed, but obviously as the world started opening up again, because COVID, people were starting to get out more, go outside more, things are opening up. Chili's a very busy man. I don't know if you guys know this. Chili has like his hands in everything, so he was a self-employed entrepreneur before this Twitch stuff, like the Senpai Talk Discord. So as he got busier, it was kind of hard to keep getting together. and we felt weird streaming without Chili because it was essentially his baby, right? So
okay.
But I will say, Chili is back on his content grind. He's been pushing out
Yeah.
stuff. I love seeing it.
He's been pushing out good stuff. Yeah.
Maybe you guys could have him on to talk Blue Lock and soccer because he loves. He's a soccer head. So
we're just gonna go through the Senpai
talk. Yeah, you might as well.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
We've got most of them. We just gotta get the rest. That's funny, man. Okay, so like. Obviously, you mentioned earlier that Rob, Boss Man, has been living with you for 3 weeks, right? And so you just kind of went into the history of how you guys all kind of met, your friend group. Obviously, there's some more people as well involved. So you guys all seem really, really close. And even from before we kind of talked to you, before we kind of Rob let us make that connection and bring you in. I know we're not in the group chat, but it feels like we're in the group chat sometimes.
Right.
You guys all seem really, really close, which is amazing to have a close group of friends and a group of friends that are into and love kind of the same things you do. What has that friend group, even obviously during the pandemic, but even once that pandemic passed, obviously, like you said, people started getting busy and stuff like that. Like, what has this friend group meant for you, for your content, for just life in general? How has this kind of made an impact on your life?
I think it was really important in that time, especially when COVID was happening during the pandemic. Like, everyone was trying to look for an outlet, and not only look for an outlet creatively, but like the feeling of belonging, right? Or just community. So it's TikTok was a really low-key, high-key, beautiful thing because we were able to make connections. And I think just having the internet, like, thank God, like, as much as it does showcase a lot of bad in the world, like the fact that people can connect and you can meet people from all over the world, all types of people, and essentially people that are into the same things as you are, was really like important, especially during that time. So we were able to build a really tight knit community with friends that we could like essentially call like lifelong friends. Like, I feel like the people I became friends with through Discord, through making silly anime TikTok posts, and just Twitch streaming Senpai Talk with our crew, was really helpful in just like feeling like you could find like you found family essentially, right? So I think it's been important to me just showcasing like that there are people obviously that you can just gush about anything with, like no matter where you're at in this life, whether it's you're in Japan, in Indonesia, in America, but also just like the fact that you can see these people in real life too. Like, if you really give an F about them enough to be like, hey, let's take this out of the group chat. Let's physically go out and meet somewhere. And that was so beautiful about the first Anime NYC that opened up back, I think it was 2021, after like the world opened back up for people to go to public places. Like, Anime NYC 2021 was like, damn, all these people I was talking online with, this Discord of like 30 or 60 people, I'm literally seeing them for the first time in real life. And that's kind of like, it was, I can't even describe that feeling of like just seeing people that like, because you meet them, and essentially I'm gonna feel like this way with you guys too. Like, even though I've only interacted with you guys on a phone and online, when I meet you guys, it'll be like, you're exactly who you are. Like, I got the same energy that I got from you as I am in real life, and that's such a beautiful thing, I think.
No,
so
absolutely.
It was really important, and just in the whole content thing again, like, I think it's awesome that you can have your friends in your content, and it makes things easier. But I would still be doing it regardless, right? So just putting yourself out there during that time was important, and again, by doing that, you're inevitably leading yourself up to meeting people who can become lifelong friends. So. Like I mentioned before, I was watching Rob's YouTube channel and his stuff before I even knew Rob. So the fact that I got to meet him, be like, call him a friend, like, it's kind of really cool, right?
Yeah, no, so, we've kind of had the same experience.
Don't tell him I said that.
No, you're good. I'll cut that part out of the pod.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we've had that kind of experience. I'm sure P feels the same way. Like, it's been crazy, this journey that we've gone on. Like, me and P met online as well. Like, didn't meet each other for 2 years, and like
he slid in my DMs like real quick and sliding in my DMs. Put that in. Leave that in. Joe slid in my DMs. Go ahead, Joe.
Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. It's all good. But yes, I slid into Preston's DMs, and I hate the fact that you said that, bro. Because bro, I hate that. I hate that. But what? It was like 2 years later, P, that we officially met up for the first time in person. I think P came and visited me in Nashville. at the first time, and then eventually we met at MomoCon, stuff like that. So we've had that similar experience. Like we've connected with these people and made connections and done stuff with each other online, and even talking about. I know we said we were going to cut him out, but even Boss Man, right? Like when we hung out at MomoCon this last year. I mean, obviously we met the year before, but like it really felt like we had. What?
My wife just texted me and said there will be no sliding in the DMs.
Hey, trust me, I didn't slide. Tell her I didn't slide. Ain't no sliding nowhere.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good, bro. But even like Bossman, like we really felt, you know what I'm saying? Like Rob was a long lost friend that we've been talking to, but like it was really cool to kind of like actually hang out all day for how many days at MomoCon. So it's something special when you kind of get to, again, like you said, get out of the group chat, right?
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So let's talk about
one more thing. I'm so sorry. I did one thing. I know we kind of brushed past it a little bit. You talked about all the friends and threw Perry in there a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, shout out to manga manager Perry. Okay, appreciate her for all these. If you want, you know, not to put you on the spot. So if you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, I won't. I'll cut right here. But you know, if you want to give her any extra praise and love on the pod as well,
we got like the perfect song to put here.
Yeah,
you gotta have a perfect song like cut the music.
I'm sure. But what more has she meant? Obviously, because you guys have moved across the country, literally together, doing life together, living together, and then obviously now you've opened your home to some other people. But you guys have done so much together. She's yelling at you continuously to do more than one take, you know, on your content. But like, what has that relationship specifically meant to you? And again, you don't have to get too crazy personal.
Making sure, but she just got home. She just got home, so I don't know if she's here. Because I'll embarrass her for sure. I'll gush about it. But essentially, when Perry moved to New York and we first met, March 1st, 2020, our first date was like 8 hours. So I already knew, like, okay, this is different. Like, this is special. But 2 weeks later, New York City gets shut down because of COVID. COVID happens right around my birthday, which is coming up. Like I said, I'm a March 14th baby. So she decided, you know, to go back to live with her family in Chicago to, like, you know, be with them during the era. But also because since New York is shut down, she didn't want to feel like she had to, what's the word? Like, feel like I was her only source of like, you know, social interaction. Because then she would get like into the weeds of, do I really like this guy because I like him, or because like he's the only person I can really talk to right now?
Yeah.
So throughout that, you know, we were pretty essentially online dating. Like, we would video call all the time, blah blah blah. She comes back to New York when, you know, the city starts opening back up, and we date as normal, and we have been dating for the past 4.5, almost 5 years. And not for nothing, I feel like, because she's always been an anime manga fan, but like we talked about this a lot, like when we first started dating, the fact that she feels like she was always closeted about it, but I have never been that way. I like whatever, if I like something, I'm wearing it on my sleeve. Like, I'm gonna make sure you know I like it, right?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I helped her break out of that shell, which is why I thought bringing her on to, I think Senpai Talk really helped that with her, like being able to just see that there are other people, women, men alike, or whatever, or what have you, talking about the things they love with no muzzle, right? Just like letting it fly. Like, we love this thing, and you're gonna know about it. So
yeah.
So the fact that happened for her, or was to me, and she will say that. But when it comes to her and what she means to my relationship, is the fact that, again, I was working for WWE for like 3 or 4 years, and I, don't get me wrong, I loved it. Like, I loved pro wrestling as a kid. I got back into it, but I was in the studio a lot. Like, the WWE is a machine. Like, there's not again, it's sports entertainment, so it's not an actual sport where they have an off season. Like, these wrestlers, the show every week, and day in and day out, like we got a show to do. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I was in the studio a lot, like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. every other day.
Hanging out with T-Pain.
Did you catch that?
Yeah. Damn, what's that word called when you let something slip?
Freudian slip.
Yeah, Freudian slip. Nah, but she was like, I know you love it, and not for nothing, like, that's kind of where I think I sharpened my tool set, especially when it comes to editing. Like, I learned a lot, and I will never take that for granted, like being able to work at a thing that I used to watch as a kid a ton. But
that's awesome.
She's just like, I know, like, being behind the camera or just editing is not what you really want to do. like you have, and not for nothing, in college, like I wanted to get to the point where I could be in front of the camera. I never knew how to get there, but thankfully, that's what TikTok and social media has really come to be, right? Like you get to kind of showcase who you are and what you can bring to anybody's table through your phone. Like, so she was kind of like during that tenure of me, during the last year or so of me working there, she kind of put the seed in my head, be like, hey, like what happens if you were to really try to do like content creation full time and like really put yourself out there? So like without her essentially like putting that in my brain and like really pushing for it, and again also being the person to be like, quit and I got you, like I can cover for you while we like work, we work this through.
That's awesome.
I would still be at WWE, and I'm not saying I would hate that, but I don't think I would have met you guys. I don't think I would have really got into TikTok, because also I was a really big boomer about TikTok when during COVID, like I was like, it'll never be Vine. Vine is the greatest thing. TikTok is it's just a stupid app where kids are dancing and music and like lip syncing. But then she showed me, like, she was like, yo, I'm making anime TikTok, and like people are like talking about the things we love, and like you can get traction. Like hundreds of thousands of people can watch your content, and you can make friends. You can talk about the stuff that you love. And I was like, so when she showed that to me and Chili and Tim, were like, because we were all in the same boat, we're like, forget TikTok, like whatever. She showed us one of her posts that went viral. We're like, you have a point. Like, we see what you mean. So she essentially is the reason why I even have the app, and why I even started making silly anime videos. So that's just one aspect of it. But to encompass her whole being is the fact that she's always been the do it. You want to do something, go for it. Like why not do it? Which is why we are in Vegas now, right? Because she was kind of like, when I had quit WWE, she also, I think a couple months or a year later, quit her job because it was burning her out. And so we were just like, okay, we both don't work, and we're in the East Coast. Do we have to stay in the East Coast? So, and she was kind of itching. She was like, hey, I kind of miss the West Coast. I kind of miss like, the vibes out there and the sun and the weather. And she put in my brain, she's like, hey, I think I want to go out West. And I was like, well, I'm not going to stay here if you're not going to be here.
So where are we going?
And we ended up in Vegas. So that's kind of she's been like kind of just the structure, like the rock to everything, really. And I'm sure if you were to ask that question to Rob, he'll say the same thing. Like she has a way of, and I'm sure you guys feel that way too when you talk to her. She has a way of just like, she'll say something to you and be like, yeah, why aren't you doing that? Like, like do it, like go for it. Like, why, like there's so many ways to go about it. Like there's no one lane to achieve the thing you want to achieve. You want to be on TV, you got a phone, right? You got a YouTube channel. You can create, and hopefully, if you work hard at it, if you put enough hours in or whatever. Not even like all it takes is one. That's the beauty of TikTok. You got people saying Haktua and freaking go, like
and literally get like a $3 million deal,
bro. Crazy.
So and that's another thing too that she said. Like there's not that she's dogging these people, but she's like, there's people that are way less qualified in higher positions, or in these positions of like like financial gain or spotlight. That like, why can't it be you, right? So the power of a phone is something that she has shown a lot of people. So there's that. On top of being awesome. Like a loving, beautiful woman, and like does like is the reason why I feel like. Hold on, I gotta get through this lump in my throat real quick.
Nah, you're good.
Is the reason why like I've grown as a human being, really. Like, I think I've essentially became a man through this relationship, like she's taught me a lot, on top of just like showing me love that I didn't know could be deserved, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh God, I got through it.
Go ahead and cry.
Go ahead. Listen. You already know I cried at the drop of a dime.
Listen, bro. Yeah, no. I first and foremost, I love to hear it. Thank you for sharing. Get that lump out of your throat, man. It definitely set you guys safe, but bro. Like it's so funny I love hearing I mean, I'm a family man, right? So I've been family
Joe.
man for a long time. Before family man, my nickname was married man because it was hilarious. But before I was even married, which is the crazy part. But I love hearing other people and how their relationship kind of helped them grow, what it's led them to do, and to hear a story similar to mine. From with you and Perry, like I wouldn't be playing football if it wasn't. Wouldn't have played football if it wasn't for my wife. Like period, point blank.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Really?
and even you say like to point, she's like, I got you covered. Like if you stop and want to pursue this thing, like I got you covered. My wife is paid for my training for my pro day. Like she worked and I was in school. I finished school. I didn't have a job. I was training, getting ready to try and pursue football. She took care of everything, right? So to hear that from you is really, really dope to hear someone else's story that was very similar to mine. And the saying is like, behind every great man is a strong woman,
Literally
right?
just about
Like
to
it's
say
just
that.
crazy, bro.
Literally.
It's so crazy how
Such
true that is.
Crazy.
It's awesome. I'm sure P has very similar feelings to him and his wife, even though she just told no sliding in his DMs.
No sliding in the DMs, no, man, absolutely, man. That bruh, because like Joe said, that touches home. A lot of times I come home and I'm just like, bro, hate the job. Like I'm just like, bro, and even then, the job is not like it's not bad. It's just something I don't want to do. And so my wife is always like, so figure out what you want to do and do it. I'm like, but I don't know. And she was like, well, when you figure it out,
let's get it going.
Let's get it cracking. So yeah, to hear that, man, that's so
And one more thing, and then we'll move on. But it's just like I just got done editing the episode with Jackie Jing, and her. I made sure to put you in there crying too. But like for her and her relationship with her brother, and for a lot of us, like to basically a lot of relationships. Again, hearing you and your friends, you have your friend group, you and Perry, like having that connection of anime and gaming and all those things again that we all grew up with that you kind of named off of before. Like it's super dope for something like this that we all love and enjoy to really bring a lot of us together and to cause us to pursue a lot of the same avenues. But not only that, like I'm not sure if anime was the first thing you guys talked about when you guys started dating, however long ago that was, right, in 2020. But like for it to kind of be part of your relationship and kind of part of what you do now and got you to where you are now. Like that's part of the reason we started this podcast, where like anime has had an impact on our lives in one way, shape, or another. And so it's just super dope to really hear your story with that, man.
Exactly. And again, like even just saying the word anime and trying to talk to it to people who don't consume it or whatever, like they're only gonna see like the surface level of that, like, oh, it's just Japanese cartoons and it's just like it's weird, but I guess it's cool that it's mainstream now. Like everybody watches it, but there's like you're saying, like there's so many deeper things and things about the story that you can relate like back to real life, or the fact that you even watch it can encapsulate so much of like like getting into a relationship, or the fact that like just this little hobby that we share like is the reason why we can be together and coexist and like gush about it with each other, which is really powerful, because I feel like not that your significant others and you have to have the same hobbies, but like
because we don't.
but the fact that this thing called anime can really connect people on like a relationship level, on a friendship level, on a life level, it's so cool. Like, and then again, you could say that about any niche, but like the fact that I don't know, there's something about anime that I think we all just like understand that even though these stories are so grandeur and so like over the top and like these things don't happen in real life, it's the sentiment that these characters have, where I'm still going to put my all into pursuing the thing, or I'm going to do this thing because I care so much about this person. Like,
absolutely, bro.
Why? Like, of course, it's going to resonate with us, because why wouldn't you want to feel the same way about your spouse or your friend or your brother or your cousin? So, I think being able to gush about that is why it connects us as people even like closer, because we all aspire to be better.
Yeah, 1,000%. Love it.
That was a great tangent.
I don't know. I was like, we gotta talk about Perry. Like, we gotta bring Perry in this 100%. Conversation.
No, and as you guys see, she's starting to have her hands in a lot of other things and with a lot of other people. So it just like she's things. I'm curious to see how this year plays out, because it's already moving a little too fast, and we just started. For her, at least. Yeah, she's busy.
Again, just Perry, all the flowers. Like me and Joe would not have even got to where we are now, especially like with the things that we're doing, if it was not for Miss Perry. So, ma'am.
Yeah, but that's also a testament. Like I know you guys. I've heard the spiel where Rob thought you guys were joking, but then Joe, like you were just like, unless.
I mean, if she's unless open, I'm definitely open for it.
Yeah. But again, that's like you wouldn't have the opportunity without putting yourself out there and by doing what you guys do. So the fact that you guys are doing what you do for the love of the game, on top of like hoping it takes off like anyone else, like wanting to see their baby or their thing that they love reach heights that they want to aspire to be, is why people like Perry would be like they say YouTube, be like, I get it, like, or like she gushed about all the time, like we through 2020 until now have been and seen a lot of podcasts. Let's be real, but you guys are different. Like it's like,
hey, bro,
like I don't feel like I'm on a podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's important. I think that's like stuff like that is important. Like I'm just chopping it up with two really good friends. Like even though I've never met you guys in real life, like it's kind of like it's like it feels like family. It's just like we're all hanging out. Like I could go on about like podcasts in general, but you guys are different, man. It's awesome.
I appreciate that, bro. Like that really does mean a lot. Yeah, because I'm feeling about the tear up again too. But no, like that's. I mean, me and P have had like legit conversations about this. Like what we want to do again, Anime Impact is kind of our baby, right? Like how does anime connect with life, and not just anime, but how do we talk about life with anime? And the biggest thing that we want to do, whether we do a great job at interviewing or whether we have a great content, like we want to make sure whoever's on here with us has a good time and is comfortable and doesn't feel like they're just talking, right? Or doesn't feel like they're on a podcast, like they actually make a connection. And so for you to say that, we greatly appreciate that, man. For real.
Of course, man. I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it, man. Real talk.
Thank you.
Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
No, you're good.
All right, we're back. Hold on. I got an attack coming.
Born and raised in New York. Can you talk about growing up in New York and how that has influenced your creative journey? I know you talked about like the music and how that has played a pivotal part in you growing up in New York, but can you talk about how it has influenced your creative journey?
So I'm definitely that one of those people be like, oh, you're from, like, if they ask me where I'm from, I'm gonna be like, from New York. Like, I'm one of those people, right? But I think the beauty about living in New York and growing up in the city and things of that nature, and just not even just the city, because I only lived in the city. Like I grew up in the Bronx, and then I moved out around middle school. Is the fact that New York's pretty diverse. So the fact that I was able to see all walks of life, all different kinds of people with different interests, like it really maybe just love getting to know people, getting to talk to people, seeing what they like and sharing and like, gushing about, like I said, it's a big thing about me, just being able to share that energy of things that we love, even if I don't know it. Like P, you love music and you play the piano. I don't know one thing about playing the piano, but if you love it, like let me like talk on it. I want to hear it. So that's why I feel like a lot of my content when it comes to going to conventions is a lot of man on the street like type content with the interviews, because I just love genuinely talking to people, getting to know what they love, what they like or dislike, essentially. So like a lot of my content has been kind of based around that, like when it comes to the IRL stuff. Because I just love giving people a platform to gush about the things they love, and not for nothing. If we're talking about anime, I get to gush in it too. Right? Yeah. I get to share that energy. Like, oh, you love the big three? Okay, like who's your favorite character? You love Luffy? Why do you love Luffy? Oh, I love Luffy for that too. Like I love like, and then again, like we can have these conversations for hours or like make these friendships just based off this one little thing, this one little cartoon we love, or this one little detail about life we love. And I don't know, it's a beautiful, there's something about sharing that energy you share is it's addictive to me, just having a good time is like, who doesn't want to have that? So I feel like being in New York, growing up in New York, I got to make a lot of friends and meet a lot of people in all different things, whether it's music, whether it's like more like professional setting, like work settings, like videography or like and video games, fighting games, any types of all that jazz. Like I got a lot of that being in New York, and it's only helped me want to like just learn more about people because there's so much to learn and to see in this world. And like there's, I mean, even in even the niche of anime, there's so much anime to consume. Like, how do you do it all,
bro? What?
And that's the beautiful, but that's also like the beautiful thing is like if I'm talking to 50-year-old white guy, right? They love to golf. Hey, there's a couple of anime about golf. Give it a try. You might not love it because it might be trash, but at least you could. It's there for you, right? You know.
There was a new one. I forgot something. Impact. There's a new one on
Netflix.
I don't
know.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it, but I've just heard about it. I've seen some clips, some dramatic nonsense, typical sports anime, but with golf.
I would love to see that. That looks inspired.
But yeah, I'm proud to say I'm from New York because I feel like the diversity and meeting and seeing a lot of different people like really shaped me as a person, but also shaped like how I approach some of my content.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think too, like a part of what you just said with how you go about life and wanting to connect with people, you're bringing that to your content as well. Like I think that's a thing. And again, I'm stealing from Jackie, talking with Jackie, but like I feel like as humans and even anime, part of like we talk about the power of friendship a lot. Like we kind of like say like, oh, it's kind of annoying sometimes, but like that's honestly a lot of that is like what we want, what we look for, right? Like we want to have those connections. We'd love to have a power up, obviously, based on my friend being hurt and I want to go protect them, whatever, right? Yeah. Like, but though it may be like unrealistic, but that's kind of how we feel, right? My camera just died.
Did yours go out too?
That's crazy.
No!
So before I was interrupted by my own camera this time, yeah, man, like there's something about connection. Like we all, though some of us may be even loners, right? Like we may be very introverted type people. We're all looking for connection in this world, like period point blank. Whether it's one person, whether it's a whole plethora of people, we all want connection. Shonen does a very good job of that. Jackie kind of brought that to my attention too. Like Naruto was seeking friendship, right? Luffy has this crew and they all love each other and he's always seeking to go make more friends wherever else he goes, right? Like there's something about connecting with people that just like kind of fills your cup, right? Mm-hmm. And that's something, though we may not think we're looking for that in anime, I think that's something that we do get fed a lot in anime. And so for you to say again, for you to feel that way, like why you love where you're from, you know, the connections that you made, the interesting people, the diversity of people, and being able to kind of learn more and just like be like enamored by what they love, even if you don't, but also then finding those people that love the same thing you love, it does a lot for I think you as an individual. So that's what I was trying to say before the camera went out.
You did that great.
Yeah.
So
nailed it.
Hey yo, so question.
What's up, Pete?
So I hear a lot of times like in New York, you can just pretty much just walk the streets and you will run into like celebrities, whether it's Nas, Papu, like you just run into people. Do you have a story to where like you ran into like maybe a celebrity or just chopped it up?
How you and T-Pain became best friends?
Is just like,
Well, definitely not in New York with T-Pain. That's a Vegas story for sure. New York, yeah, I think, there are a lot of celebrities that live in New York, are from New York, have lived there their whole lives, or have lived in there long enough to be like, it's their home. Why wouldn't they be walking around or, hanging out at this spot, that spot? Like, for example, my uncle was with one of his nephews, one of my cousins, and they were at an ice cream shop, and they turn around, and Andre 3 Stacks is just there on the same line as them, like waiting for ice cream. And they're just like, he texted me, he goes, yo, Andre 3000 right behind me. He's about to get ice cream. I'm like, what the heck? That's so funny. But my personal story is a two-parter with Busta Rhymes. So I forgot what year it was. I want to say it's like 2017, 2018. But anyways, I digress. I was out hanging out with some friends late at night. I'm going home to take the last train home, back to my parents' house. I'm walking. It's late at night. I'm walking past this building. It looks super obscure. Like it looks like a plain building. I see a guy. I believe he's smoking a cigarette. He's outside. Really big guy outside the door. I walk past. I get closer to him. I'm like, oh snap! It's Busta Rhymes. And it's funny because on my phone to this day, I don't know how long I've had it. Put your hands where my eyes can see is my ringtone. Every time someone calls me, the instrumental to that. So because. And again, like he was in Def Jam Fight for New York. I loved his character there, like, and I loved the was it Make You Hurt, that instrumental in that song, in that game. But anyways, I'm like, I can't not walk by Busta Rhymes and just tell him like, yo, that song is my phone. Like anytime someone calls me, it's my phone. Like it rings. Like I love that song. I love like he's someone else that I think doesn't get enough of his flowers because he's such a creative rapper. So I say what up to him like, yo, Busta, don't mean to intrude. Like you just like, on his own time, but like. Put your hands where Mike can see my ringtone. He kind of laughs. He's like, yo, that's awesome. Like he dapped me up. And we just started to talk about music. Like I think my favorite album from him is Genesis or whatever. But anyways, I digress. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yo, awesome meeting. I'm about to go. Like I'm about to take the train. He's like, where are you going? And he's like, oh, I'm just going back home. He's just like, do you have to be home? I was like, what do you mean? They're just like, it's late. Like I might miss the last train or whatever. He's like, but you're still free. I'm like, yeah, I guess. Like I'm not in a rush. He's like, come hang out with me. Like, come get a drink with me.
No.
Yeah. What? Yeah. So I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, yo, Busta Rhymes just asked me to like have a drink with him. This is amazing. So I do it. Like we're just hanging out. So the building he's outside, it looks plain, like I said, but we walk in and it's like this super dope, like hip hop bar. So I'm just like, yo, it's me and his bodyguard and they like his random people like, and I'm at the bar. He's sitting at the bar, just kind of chilling, drinking, having a good time, like just in it, just vibing. So I was with him for like an hour or so, but I didn't want to miss my train for real. So I'm just like, yo, this is awesome. Like, thank you, Bus. And I was like, cool. Like, thanks for the memory. Fast forward a year later or so. I'm at One Oak, which is a very like bougie, prolific club in the city in New York. I'm only there because one of my good friends I went to college with, Neil Sterling, played for the Jets then. He got traded.
Oh, so you've been okay. Yeah. Well, then I can't be as upset as I was before. Okay. Now, a legit friend.
Yeah. No, he's a college friend. So out of college, he got drafted 7th round to the Jaguars, and he got traded to the Jets, and then I think he's retired now, but he ended his tenure on the Jaguars. But I was in the city with him when he was playing for the Jets. It was his birthday. We were celebrating, having a good time. He got a table. It was like me and a bunch of other college friends. We're having a good time. We're at a table, dancing, having a great time, drinking, blah, blah, blah. We're at One Oak. So I'm just bullshitting. Excuse me. I'm just messing around, just having a good time. Maybe a couple hours had passed at this time. 2 guys walked through. Lo and behold, Busta Rhymes walks through the club and with his same bodyguard. I look and I see him like, oh, damn, Busta's here. It's awesome. I'm hanging out with my friends. I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn. It's Busta Rhymes.
No.
And he goes to dab me up. He's like, yo, how you been, man? And I'm like, yo, Busta Rhymes. In my head, I'm like, yo, Busta Rhymes remembers me? Yo, and I was just like, this is crazy. So like, he's like, yo, hope you've been well. Like, I'm gonna be sitting over here getting a drink with my bodyguard, just hanging out, and like, I'm like, oh, I bet, like, maybe I'll stop by that like area of the bar and like chop it up with you. So he goes down. I turn to Neil, my friend, and the rest of the friends. They're just looking at me like, did Busta Rhymes come up to you to dap you up? Like, what are you not telling us? Like, what? Like, how do you know Busta Rhymes? So then I told them the story, and they're just like, yo, he remember how many months ago was that? I was like, son, I don't know, but it was a while ago. So it was just cool. Like, so that's my like celebrity outing story of being in New York.
That's wild.
Yeah.
See, where I thought the first story was gonna go was that Bus was about to get you a ride home. That's what I thought that was.
That's what I thought it was. It was like,
but that's so dope, dog. The fact that he came back and remembered who you were.
That is the craziest part of it all. It's
so
like
awesome.
tapping
now
on the
it's
shoulder.
it's been years now since that second time I saw him. So if I were to see him again, like. That's what we'll really see. That's the real test of memory. But like that's like the fact that I had like those 2 meetings with him with the same guy. Like I'm just like, wow. Like that's that
tap
was really
on
cool
the
for
shoulder.
me.
How you been?
Like straight up, when he tapped my shoulder, I thought it was one of my friends. So I was like when I had to like double take because he was like in my face, not in my face, but he was close because it's a loud club.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, am I looking at the right guy right now?
What? That's so sick.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Like, because turning to my friends, And like them having the same reaction you just had, I was just like, I can't explain this. Like, I don't know how to explain this.
You gotta just walk away. Like, I can't even tell you the story.
I might have would have milked that with my friends. Like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I should have honestly. I'm like, yeah, like you know.
You mean introduce you?
Yeah. Real talk, yeah, no, but that's my New York City celebrity story.
That's so
sure.
sick, bro. That's so sick.
But to generalize, yeah, I've heard stories about like people seeing Keanu Reeves like hanging out, like Keanu Reeves like giving up his seat for them to sit in his seat, like that type of stuff, or any other of those like actors or whatever. They're out there. If you're in New York, you're gonna see one probably.
Yeah. That's so sick, bro.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Should have asked him if you like anime. Damn,
you should have.
I messed up.
Opportunity missed.
And I was too starstruck the second time to really.
Bro. Listen, bro. I get it. I ain't even mad at you. I ain't even mad at you. Did you go back and get a drink with them though?
Oh I got a drink. Like it was cool. We got a shot. Blah blah blah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's crazy. Like Kumar was like, "Yeah, if I ain't busy, like I'll be over there in a minute."
Yeah. Let me finish up over here real quick. I'll hold for a second.
Yeah, I should have picked myself up too in front of him. Maybe I would have been in a music video or something.
Man, listen.
Yo, this is my NFL friend. You know him? Like I got you. Like, hey. I know another one now. You know what I mean? You know what? Let me DM him real quick. You know what I mean? Let me see. Nah, let me chill.
That's funny. It'd have been dope if he would have tested you to see if that was actually a ringtone and called you. That'd have been sick.
I played it.
You'd have had Busta's number.
Oh, yeah.
That'd have been dope.
Yeah. That would have been crazy.
All right, bro. Let's get. That's crazy. I don't even want to. I'm good. That's a wrap. That's a pod, y'all. We celebrity Kumar, King Kumar for real.
Hey man,
out here. You know what I'm saying? But man, no. Okay, so obviously you've worked with some celebrities, and even probably some of the people that we've watched growing up. Again, you've worked with WWE, MTV. I know technically through the Food Network channel, right? You did some stuff there. You obviously walked at New York Fashion, which is crazy. Shout out to my sister Jada. Jada, I love you. Keep doing your thing. She's getting into her modeling career.
Hey, let's go.
And been doing that. But what I guess talk to us about the journey of going from college, right, and then landing these jobs, right?
Okay.
I'm sure it probably wasn't an easy process. I'm guessing because there's probably so many of you and so little availability left open. Even trying to make those connections, I'm sure, is probably a whole different level of it too, right? So talk to us kind of like about how landing these jobs and getting in this industry and kind of building a career path here.
So I went to college for TV production, essentially because even as a kid, I just loved making stupid videos. Like as you guys may or may not know, like through the hip hop aspect of my life as a kid, I got into dancing. I love to dance, so I would make really stupid videos, dance videos. But essentially,
they weren't stupid. But
okay,
I got questions about that too. But we'll get to that.
But again, like I would just make these dance videos as a kid, like in some random park or in the backyard, and then I would take them into like Windows Movie Maker and like put effects on it and blah blah blah. So I'm like, this is fun, this is cool. But essentially, that led into me going to high school, and then luckily enough, fortunately, in my high school, they had a TV production class. So I was like, nice. Oh, this is awesome. I get to learn more about like editing and just like potentially doing something in TV, essentially on like TV broadcasting. Because as a kid, I was really into music, so I watched a lot of TRL, in that era of music. But a lot of 106 and Park, you guys already know. So watching that, again, kind of shaped my content because I would watch, Carson Daly on TRL interview these like celebrities or these music artists and be like, man, that's cool. Like I want to talk to like cool people, right? So I take my high school TV production class all 4 years, and I'm just like, okay, if I'm going to go to college, I really want to pursue TV production. So I go to Monmouth University. Luckily, they had like a brand spanking new TV production like facility, and I got to like sharpen the sword, essentially learn more about editing, TV production, blah blah blah. But I graduate college. I'm just like, and in college, that's where I got my MTV internship, luckily. So thankfully for that. Okay. But I feel like back then I think I took it a little for granted. I didn't really like push enough buttons. I didn't really put myself out there. So after college, I'm just like, okay, I entered at MTV. Now what? Like, as you guys know, like when it comes to any type of job, whether it's the NFL, whether it's music making, whether it's being an actor, a model, you're not the only one doing it, right? The fields are saturated. So After college, I'm working at a Sports Authority in my local mall, trying to pay the bills, but also apply to other jobs. It's like, damn, I'm trying to freelance at the same time, like doing like little videography gigs, like shooting somebody's music video, shooting little like commercial for like the local bakery or something. I don't know. I'm not getting to where I want to be with all these freelancing jobs because they're not consistent. And I'm working at the Sports Authority. I'm just like what's it going to take? So I end up getting a job at this, what I thought was an editing like firm or whatever, like a post production TV facility. It's in Jersey. I'm just like, okay, it's in Jersey. It's close to me. This should be good. I get there, and I am having the same feeling I'm having at working at the sports. I'm just like, this is not what I thought it would be, because I thought it'd be like my foot in the door, but it wasn't. Because not to like dog them, but like I was working with a lot of older people that felt like they were at the end of their career, essentially, like they were about to retire. And I was doing stuff that didn't even go to school for. I was like packaging like these DVDs or these tapes to send to the companies, or like I wasn't even editing or video or shooting. I'm like, what am I doing here? So I'm working there for 3 years. I'm like, this feels like a dead end job, but like, what do I do? And out of the blue, I see a position opening for what's the word I'm looking for? What's like a contract gig? Like it's a 6-month contract gig to work for WWE. And I was like, oh wow! Like I used to watch WWE as a kid. Like that was like one of my childhood things, was watching like pro wrestling. I loved it. I kind of fell off of it middle school and high school. But like I was like, I used to like I loved this as a kid. Like let me just throw my hat, let me apply. I ended up getting that contract gig. I knew it was only for 6 months, but I guess the universe was speaking to me, because around that time that I got notified that I got the job for the gig, the place that I was working for, that post-production firm, was going under. It was like we're closing up shop. So I was like, now or never, right? Thankfully I'm out of here. So I get the gig. I'm editing. I wasn't even really editing, actually. I was like, the gig was to like watch a lot of wrestling episodes and kind of like catalog them in, like, because WWE used to have their own network before they're on Netflix now, but they used to have their own like streaming platform. Yeah. So the job was literally just watching wrestling and like kind of categorizing where the episodes fit, like in this era, like, or this wrestler was in it. So like if people wanted to search Stone Cold Steve Austin, like everything that I did was to help them find those episodes or whatever. Yeah. But because it was my foot through the door, so I was like, I'm gonna do this for a chance to be like, yo, are there any openings for the production, like for TV production or the editing? So when I got there, I was one of the first things I was like, hey, I know this is a 6 months gig, but at the end of it, if there's any positions opening at the headquarters for like studio production or editing, let me know. I would love to throw my name in the hat. And their headquarters is in Stamford, Connecticut, so it's close by. Stanford, and not for nothing, Stamford, Connecticut was really close to New York, like the city. Only 45-minute drive. I didn't know that, but 6 months is up. I'm like, the guy that was my manager's like, yo, I got you an interview like for this production gig. So I was like, all right, we're here. So I do the interview process. I get it. So now I'm here. Like I'm working for WWE, essentially doing what I wanted to do or what I went to school for. Like I felt validated. I was like, I'm editing like the videos that are getting aired on TV, essentially, right? So I'm just like, I'm doing the things like, but again, I was doing like I was sharpening this tool. I was getting better, learning more things as an editor, learning more about myself as like storytelling. Like, you know, like how do you tell a story? How do you edit? How do you like take a 20-minute wrestling match and condense it into like 2 minutes, into 2 minutes or 30 seconds, you know what I mean? What have you. So while I was doing that, that's when like the whole content thing started happening with like TikTok. And again, I was just doing like silly anime TikTok posts, but when I started doing like these man on the street interviews or just like these videos, I'm like, how can I tell a story within this like time frame of like the same way you guys tell a story of like when it comes to like the 1 through 5, you know, blind ranking or like you're interviewing questions of people, like, you know, how can you make it flow faster so people don't are staying locked in, right? Yeah. So that's kind of where I got, like, I'm thankful for the WWE job, but like thankfully, like, you know, I had Perry, you know, to be like, yo, you're really good at this. Like, wouldn't your editing that you learned at WWE only help you with like the stuff you want to do for yourself? If you do with YouTube, if you do whatever content. So that's kind of how that all happened. But to answer the other questions, like I was during my time with Sports Authority and like that dead end job, the dead end production post production come, I was kind of looking for anything. I was like, is there a modeling gig, like, or is there like a freelance gig? Is there someone looking for like an extra, like for this TV show, like extras work or gig work, like? Can I be like a freelance? Like I'll help like the catering for like the TV set or whatever. Like I was looking for anything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I tell people nowadays when it comes to content. Like, yo, put yourself out there. Like throw your name in the hat. Like even if it's not going to pay you, like you'll never know who you'll meet. Like I met a lot of cool people at these like jobs that I was looking for, trying to find the thing that I wanted to do. So that's kind of how I ended up walking for New York Fashion Week, like working for, Food Network, or like how I ended up at WWE, and stuff like that. So just put yourself out there. That's why I love, like, again, shout out to Perry. Like when I quit WWE, I was able to go to a lot of conventions because she was just like, yo, this is only going to help you if you go there. Like go there, make connections, meet people, make your content. You never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
And that's where like a lot of it has led to what I do now with a lot more like brands, essentially, like just by, I meant like, yo, we linked up at New York Comic Con. Like, you want to do this thing for Lenovo? I'm like, I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Like, yeah. I'm not like super tech savvy, but if it helps and if it pays the bill, yeah, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Tell me what to do.
So essentially that's like my biggest tidbit to anyone when it comes to any questions they have that they give me about content. Like, yo, how do I start? Just start. Just do it. Put yourself out there and then go to the thing. Go to that thing. Oh, it's a little pop-up, like little pop-up at your local mall. Go to it. You never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Make something of there. Like who knows who's going to see that little piece of content you made about the local figurine store having a pop-up at this park. You know what I mean? Like just do it. Yeah. Just freaking do it.
Feed the Rabbit was one of your earliest ventures on YouTube with some of your friends. How have your thoughts, emotions, and attitudes changed towards content creation?
So, you know what's so funny about that era for me, or just looking back on it now that you guys are bringing it up? Feed the Rabbit was something that me and some of my closest friends back in New York did because we wanted to put ourselves out there in a way that we didn't think we would normally do. And we thought, as a friend group, why not? So thinking back on it, that was like 2015, 2016. This is post-college for me. I graduated college in 2014. So 2015, 2016, I was, again, working at Sports Authority, not really doing much outside of just trying to find a job. That was a way for us to create, to hang out, but also kind of like just throw something to the wind and see what happens. But also looking back at it now, that was content, right? But no one was saying the word content back then. Like the word content was so saturated within the past 5 years, and I've never heard the word content used more than I have ever in my life. But like thinking back on it now, like it was content per se, but we weren't really thinking of it as content. It was mostly just like us hanging out and putting stuff out to the wind because we thought it'd be cool to show people like, hey, we're a group of friends and we're doing like silly whatever, and like just because we hang out, and why wouldn't we? So it was essentially an early podcast, but also an early way for or another way for my friends who are who make music to like kind of push their music and what they got going on, whether it's promoting, be performing at this place, like a live show here or whatever. But I don't know, like I feel like if I had the knowledge now that I did back then, I think it could have been something really cool, or like just a way to show people like, yo, this podcasting thing, watch out, it's gonna be huge. Like, you know what I mean?
Even y'all's setup was like very because the setup that y'all have now is still not reminiscent, but like the setup that people do today, like you guys were doing.
Yeah, it was really early in the game. And again, because it was so early in the game and because we were just treating it as friends hanging out, we didn't really think of like, I don't know, like it could. Podcasting to me personally, like I didn't think I would really get into like that, but like we were doing it, like we were trying to consistently meet up every week and do like we might not know what the hell we're talking about, like in terms of like having like, all right, this day and this, like when we're doing this podcast, we're talking about this thing and only this thing. We would show up and be like, hey, how was your guys' week? You know what I mean? Like we didn't know what we were doing, but it was fun, and that's why we kept doing it. But once I got my WWE job, that's kind of when like I got a little too busy to really make a consistent thing. That's kind of where it like faded away. But again, with life and this, with it being an adult, like, you know, you get pulled in so many different directions. Like they wanted to pursue different things or really get like really own in on the thing they wanted to, whether it was producing more music, you know, putting more music videos out there, like stuff like that. Like, so that era, Feed the Rabbit, FTR, like it was really fun. And again, like you were saying, it was content. Like we were essentially doing a podcast without really knowing, like, it's a podcast.
I mean, legit. That's what I'm saying. The setup was like very podcast-esque.
It was,
like,
we didn't treat it like that, and I think that's why it's a double-edged sword because we didn't treat it like a podcast. It was fun for us, but because we didn't treat it like a podcast, it wasn't like we didn't. It didn't take off. Not that we were looking for it to take off, but it was like it could have been something bigger if we really were like locked in on it. But again, such is life. Like things happen for a reason, and here we are.
I get that. By the way, Kumar, because you said you graduated, this is like side subject. You graduated in 13. I was very shocked to know your age.
Yeah, I am a lot of people are shocked. I gotta thank the genetics, my parents for the baby face genes. I am a 92 baby. I was born 92.
Wild.
Graduated high school 2010, graduated college 2014. Do the math. My birthday's coming up in a couple days, so do that math. I'm 33. We'll be 33 in a couple days. I'll dox
now that
myself.
you say it, like yes, but like originally when I first saw you, I was like Kumar, like 20.
I got a little stubble going on, so it might show a little more. But if I'm clean shaven, I can still pass for 16 for sure. I get carded at these casinos all the damn time.
Kumar, I'm not gonna lie to you. You probably will be carded until you're 50. The way you're going, you're gonna be carded until you're 50, man.
Hey man, that's the goal. I gotta just take care of the physical temple. With that being said, like especially in the spaces we're in now and the niches we're in and putting out content, when I go to meet these people, like the other mutuals we have, and I find out their age, I'm just like,
listen, bro.
You guys are young.
And I'm like, oh wait, there's more people my age that are doing this. All right, cool.
Like
you. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, P. I was gonna say, like, I feel like I'm like to add to what Joe just said. I feel like I'm more shocked now to be like, oh, you're my age, sick. Like you're because I've noticed now, going to all these cons the past 4 years, like the people that make content in these spaces that are doing the same things we're doing, they're like they got in early because they're young and they're putting themselves out there. So good for them. But I'm also like, yo, the age gap is real. Like, you know what I mean?
Like going to some of these cons, like even now in the Discord, like it is now Uncle P, and I'm like,
no, tell them. Oh, I don't know how old you are, but I'm still in. Okay.
I'm older than you.
I'm technically. I saw this.
Oh, you're on status 30 plus.
No, I thought before 34 is still big, bro. You're still big, bro. Once you hit 34, that's on status.
You got nieces and nephews?
Okay, well then.
Not yet. I got cousins.
Okay. No, I do not have
nieces and nephews yet.
Yeah. I guess I don't.
All right. Well,
nieces and nephews. I do actually. Yeah.
That's like the physical. That's like the physical name tag. You're literally an uncle because of that.
I've been uncle for a while.
You know
I was uncle when I was 20, 22, 23.
I mean, but
I'm
also,
4
Joe,
kids
you got
and
4
I'm
kids.
old.
Like you are a dad / like you not old.
We're not old. Yo, I will fight that tooth and nail. We are not old.
I guess is my thing. I feel old.
Stop.
Like I said, Kumar, I'm 34, so not too excessively old, but definitely getting up there. So going to some of these
No,
I
know, Pete. No, you are 34 years young.
Like
34 years young. You are not old. I will refuse. I will fight that to the day I die. You are not. We are not old until like
we are just mature.
45.
Okay, we are very mature people. No, but mature.
Not even
in a good way.
Not even. I'm not even mature. Okay, I'm not even mature, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I see people like Rob who ain't cracked 30 yet, and I'm like, man.
Crazy. Forget boss
there.
man.
I know.
So P obviously just talked about the old days of your content creating when you first started, you and your buddies. You've also, You kind of gotten back into it. Shout out to the boot camp, right? You've been doing these reaction videos, right? I'm not going back anymore. I'm not gonna go back anymore. I mean, I am, I guess, kind of.
No, you can.
Yeah, you've gotten back in reaction videos, right? But I'm wondering, where's the dance content? Okay, we need to get back into that. Shout out to the dubstep that you used to dance to, man. Love dubstep back in the day.
You guys
where's the gameplay content and where's the Mad Libs? Let's get the group back together and get back on the Mad Libs, bro.
Get this. He could the night away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If we got some Mad Libs
video.
at Momo, let's do some Mad Libs at Momo. You know what I'm saying? Something. But like, where's all this stuff at, man? I need to see the moves again. You know?
It's funny. Okay, so a lot of people have been like, "Hey, man, why haven't you started? Why haven't you done dance videos and cosplay?" I'm just like, "Damn, you're right. Why haven't I?" But I don't know. I feel like again. That's like a majority of like anime TikTok, especially TikTok, like throw on a cosplay, do a trending TikTok dance. I was like, I've only just gotten over the hump of being like, okay, let me learn a TikTok dance and do it, or like join in with friends that know it and I'll learn it. But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I should be doing more of that, to be honest. The reaction videos, so that's a thing that I've always wanted to do, but because especially, I don't do it so much more now, but like I used to watch a lot of reaction channels, especially your boy Roshi. I used to watch them religiously.
Okay.
So it's always something that I thought was simple enough to like anybody can do, and I feel like again it was a way to potentially be seen, and it's something I think I can do. Like that's kind of low, like bare minimum. Like it doesn't take a lot. Yeah. The only real annoying part with the reaction videos is again. If you're reacting to copyrighted content,
it's hard.
It's gonna be a pain in the neck to edit it to where YouTube doesn't copyright strike or whatever. Yeah. So I've now, like I said earlier in our talk, I've now started embracing, or not even embracing, but it's like, let me watch this thing that like might not be anime, but like is generating buzz or something that I might be into. Like it doesn't have to be in this niche, or let me just, if it intrigues me, if it's a video game, because again, like I love video games, I love pro wrestling, I love music, I love dancing, like I should talk about it. Like why aren't I talking about it? Yeah. So again, I think more recently, thanks to Rob and Perry, I've gotten out of just like, okay, I gotta make this anime video, but it's gotta be the best anime video. It's gotta be unique. It's gotta be different. It's gotta be like trend setting. But it's so hard to do that when everything like YouTube has been around since 2006, and social media has been like there's so many people on social media. The thing that you're thinking to do has probably already been done.
Yeah.
So why not just do it anyways? So like with you saying what you just said, Joe, they will be coming for sure.
Okay,
for sure. I think that again. I hate to give them credit, but like the tough love that Perry and Rob have given me during this tenure is just like what are you doing? Like let's go. Let's gear it up. So, and now that someone like you, Joe, are saying it, like you're not wrong. I should be doing more, and I guess I will. So you'll be seeing it for sure.
Yeah, I'm especially looking forward to the dance videos. Right? You got
something that I just like.
You got some moves, and I've seen you
pop a
still
few
dancing.
of them. Like you will pop a few every now and again. I'm like, come on, give me.
Yeah, bring it back.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to overdo because like it's gonna get old or whatever. But
nah,
we'll see.
Yeah, find a song that makes you move. All right, bet. Let's make a video out of it real quick.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, and I think it's something that should be tapped into for sure. So yeah, that's just more tough love from Joe and the Life with the Anime podcast. You guys are right. Rob, you're right. Perry, you're right. Like everyone's right. Yeah, but at the end of the day, and again, it's for the people out there watching as well. Like, if you like something or you love something and you feel the need to gush about it, like, hit the record button. Fuck, I almost said the F word. Hold on. Hit the record button and send it. Just send it. Just let it fly, and hope maybe it might end up somewhere, right? So,
yeah,
you guys are right.
Awesome.
More coming soon for sure.
Good. Again, we've done a little bit of research, digging on you, right? We went to LinkedIn, right, and found all the things, found some articles, whatever. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, real quick. You are half Cambodian and half Sri Lankan.
Yes.
Right. Shout out to the FTR video you did. What am I? What
my first Kumar? Real YouTube video.
Crazy. My man lost $40 that day.
Yeah, around $40.
Yeah.
I was too optimistic. I thought.
Yeah. No, I mean, bro, the fact I'm shocked that they got it.
That's what living in New York. That's the thing I learned. I was like, damn, I was too nice. I gave him too many chances. But I guess people are more, being from a diverse city, more people are more tapped in.
Yeah. But you talked about obviously how you talked about in some articles how your parents have dealt with some things that caused them to flee their countries, and obviously brought you here. Well, I guess not brought you here, but had you here, but let them to be here. And you talked about how your parents have been a part as far as your journey and figuring out what you want to do, just kind of let you figure it out, right? They never tried to put you in a box. Yeah. You once said. So just, I guess, talk about that aspect of who you are now, right? Like how that. Obviously, we've talked about kind of, since high school and brought you up in Perry and your friends and how that's contributed, right? And how obviously what you did in school and all the jobs. But for a lot of us, obviously, our parents tend to be a foundation, whether good, bad, or indifferent, right? So kind of talk to me about how that foundation has, again, led you to where you are now. And the importance that your parents have played in your journey.
So my parents, fortunately, have, not that they've never said no, but it's mostly like, hey, I'm kind of interested in this sport. Okay, do it. Like, you want to play basketball? Let's go play basketball. And I mean, especially in the sports, my dad's a sports fanatic. He loves sports. He emigrated here. He emigrated to New York in '86, and that was a big year for New York because I believe the Mets won and the Giants won. So crazy. That's why he's a fan of those. But when it came to sports, when it came to just, I don't know, anything that I had an interest in, they would never say no. They'd be like, okay, if you're interested in it, like, why not do it? We'll give it a try. Even if I didn't stick with it, like, at least you could say you tried something new and that might lead you to another thing, or you might really like it and stick with it. Like, for the whole dancing thing, like, my mom was a huge fan of like MJ, and then like she would throw on his VHS of the concerts all the time, and I would watch this guy dance and sing music. I'm like, I want to try to dance. I want to try to dance like this guy. So I would do that, but she was never like, stop dancing. Like, why would she say that to begin with, right? But they were. If I wanted to take classes, not that I did, but they wouldn't have said no, because I think they understood that, like, trying so many different things or doing a lot of different things is only going to help me as a person, right? Like, I'm going to learn about more things. I'm going to meet more people. I'm going to learn about myself too. Like, I did karate as a 6-year-old. I did Tiger Schulman's karate, good old Tiger Schulman's karate. And I stuck with it for a while. I got my black belt, but I was like 13.
That's crazy.
And because I loved it, but I also learned that like mental fortitude. Like, if you really want to be good at something, like, you really got to lock in. And I was young, so like I didn't stick with it after getting the black belt, because I was like, oh, I got a black belt, I'm done. Time to move on to something else. But if I was really about it, like, I should have stuck with it, and it would have like helped me just like be better at just like, I don't know, just the mental fortitude of it translating into other things in my life, like school or anything of that nature. But the fact that my parents came from 2 different parts of the world dealing with really terrible situations, and they were able to make it out and get to America and, create a family and show me essentially not the American dream, but like, yo, you live in America, you have all these people here doing all these different things. Like, they never said go for it, but like, they never said no to me. So I'm like, I can't thank them enough for that. And I don't know. I think more so them, but just being in New York, where I'm surrounded by people doing a lot of different things, it made me want to try a lot of different things. So I guess shout out to them for landing in New York. I guess really, essentially. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know whether it's them as people or just wanting to make sure that their kids got to do things that they obviously didn't have opportunities to do growing up where they grew up. I think now that I'm racking my brain and thinking about it, they wanted to make sure we had a good childhood, or like we were able to do things that, like, damn, I didn't like. Why would I say no to my kid playing soccer or learning how to play violin? Yeah, or because I did that, and I in you chose school,
one of the hardest instruments.
Yeah, and it was painful, but I was something I wanted to try. And I sucked at, but whatever. Like, I got to check it off. Like, okay, this is not for me, but at least I tried, right? Yeah. So I think it's just them being like, okay, we're in America. Let me give them opportunities to do things that they might like, but like I wasn't able to do as a kid. So
that's awesome.
That's essentially it.
Yeah,
really. It was
do they
have to really break it down?
Yeah, do they watch your content now? Like have they seen what you do now?
I honestly don't ask. Okay. I think I don't think I. It's one of the things where like I'll put my stuff out there, and of course anybody can see it, but don't tell me you saw it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, this house, freaking! Whenever we're in the living room, if Rob sees I'm in the living room, he'll cast like one of my YouTube videos on the TV.
I would hate.
And I'm just like, stop! I'm like, no, like, don't do this.
Trying to get you the views, you know? What I'm saying?
I would hate that.
So like, it's kind of like I cringe at myself because it's like you're not supposed to be publicly. Yeah, but like again, so I'm sure they do see it. That my dad probably doesn't understand, like, what is he talking about? But he's like, oh, he's doing this thing, okay?
Yo,
I'm gonna go watch the Knicks game now, like, you know, like that's essentially what it is. But he's like, he's like, my dad's always been like, do the thing you want to do, like, go for it.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
That's what matters.
Yeah, I love that so much because that for me that is like my life. All of my cousins are like talented at sports. And I'm like, man, I mean,
you fast,
like,
Pete. Ping pong,
fast.
bowling.
Let me tell you something. I went and played pickleball side, bruh. I'm nice, but anyway.
Hey, don't let Perry hear you say that. She might want to shoot the fair ones with you. And she's on like she's trying to challenge anybody.
Sounds. I'm competing against Robert Momo, so sounds like.
All right, here we go. All right, bet.
Nice little video series we got.
Yo, wait. Is this actual content?
I don't know. So when we played,
we got one that is actual content.
Yeah, me and Rob went against each other last year, so we got a bunch of like bowling and like arcade stuff.
Where is this stuff at?
We got a couple. We still got.
Do we have? I don't know if we post. I know he's posted some stuff.
I need to see this. I need to see all the excuses, Rob.
So yeah, we did basketball, we did bowling, and we did like a punch out game to like where you punch it, see who's.
Oh yes.
And so Rob lost 2 of those.
Yeah, Rob won bowling. But
let me hear one of the excuses he said.
Oh, bro, he's like, me and Pete were talking smack and bowl. The thing is, Rob only just focuses on the bowling. He ignores everything else. Literally everything else that happened.
Arcade games,
and like just focus on bowling. Like he's talking about how he's gonna go pro based off what he did to us in bowling. Like it's crazy.
Meanwhile, the bowling lane was horrible. The lane weren't that.
I mean,
wait a minute now. Wait. Whoa, you guys sound like Rob right now. Hold on.
No.
Like,
he had us. He got us for sure. But yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, I've talked Rob into hopefully hitting up a basketball court in Atlanta, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. I gotta get back in the gym a little bit.
Kirk no basket video part 2 for him.
Hey,
have you all seen that video?
I told him, I was like, hey, let me know. Send me the invite. I'm out there. But
yeah,
I'm about that.
He and Rob balls. Rob,
yeah, for sure.
Rob
I won't ever discredit him for that. He gets up.
But no, I will say real quick. Like that story really resonated with me. Like I said, it wasn't like all of my family did sports, but I was like, I'm a music guy. My mom was like, excuse me, dude, if you don't go in, I was fin too.
Yeah, I know.
Like, dude, if you don't go and like, hey, yo, go do some music. So like, I started music and like, she didn't say, hey, yo, I need you to do this. Like, you need to play sports. She was like, hey, yo, if you like music, this is what you want to do, go for it. And like, it has like blessed me tremendously. So even got a chance to play at Carnegie Hall. So it's been like,
that's amazing. That's freaking amazing. Good for you, man. That's awesome.
So have there been any unexpected opportunities or collaborations that have come your way that legit blew your mind that you never thought would have landed in your lap?
I want to say opportunities that blew me away, but more like because it's probably been the more recent one. Working with Lenovo at this tech convention was really cool, just because I'm not like a PC tech guy, but the fact that I got that opportunity through a mutual friend, that we've been mutuals for a while now on TikTok, but like he's more of the gaming tech guy, but he randomly DM'd me. It was like, yo, man, love your anime stuff. And I had seen some of his content, so we were following each other, and we're just like, like most mutuals, like supporting each other when we see the content pop up, blah, blah, blah. And then I met him in real life, like at New York Comic Con this past October. So I got to meet him, and I was like, "Yo, great to finally meet you." And then he kind of told me about like, "Yo, I work for this certain company, and like I might have opportunities like to work with you essentially." And like he was the one who threw me the lob essentially for
That's
the
what's up.
Lenovo gig.
That's what's up.
And I was kind of like, it just made it that much more apparent. Like, man, it's cool that I got to meet this guy and like we mess with our stuff and mess with each other as people online, but I got to meet him physically, and it was again same vibes IRL as it was online, and just through content creation, he was able to plug me with like working with a brand like Lenovo. So it surprised me in the sense like like it kind of opened my eyes to like maybe like, and we love anime, don't get me wrong, but like the opportunities are there for other like
Other avenues.
niche other avenues. Like why do you have to only work with these? Of course you want to, but why do you only want to have to work with the companies that are in your niche when you could be led to other opportunities that could again elevate you to other niches or to a bigger payday, essentially, right?
Similar to your parents, right? They didn't put you in a box. They let you venture out into everything that you want to do. So why put yourself in the box now?
And again, that won't happen unless you put yourself out there. So if you like gaming, make some gaming videos, and maybe a furniture company might be like, "Yo, we got a cool gaming chair. Make this thing for us, and we'll pay you or whatever." You know what I mean?
I need that because this chair sucks.
Yeah. So that was aside from it being like something that I wouldn't have necessarily put myself, I would have looked for myself. It was more so just be like, it was kind of like a little light bulb in my head to being like, okay, like maybe we should try making content about other stuff too. You know, like why box ourselves into the thing that we know and love? Don't get me wrong, we're gonna gush about the things we love about, but there are bags to be made in these other avenues. So give yourself a shot, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's definitely for sure. And again, I can't harp on this enough. Like just telling people if they DM me and be like, "Yo, see, you're doing more like brand deals or like you're working with other companies outside of this niche. How are you doing that?" And I'm just like, just put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And not for nothing though, I actually ran into a photographer friend. She was in Vegas, but she's from New York. She was here for a convention through her IRL job. She was, I guess, graphic designing for something, but she's essentially a photographer, like, you know, photography content at all these conventions, anime conventions. And she was telling me like, man, yeah, just going out to the local things, like the really small things that you wouldn't consider like cool, like it's there, but why would I go with small? Like doing stuff like that will lead you up to the bigger things, because now she has a photo gig opportunity at like getting paid to take photos at, I forgot what con, but it was like a pretty big con. I'm like, yo, good for you, and that's because you put yourself out there. Yeah. Just from like again, if you're in a small town and you have a local manga store, it's not even that big. Who cares? Go there, buy something there, and make content about it, or go there and tell people that live in your town, like, yo, this thing is here that I love. Like maybe you like it too.
Yeah.
Like there's so many little opportunities that will snowball into the bigger opportunities, which is why if you have the ability to go somewhere like a convention or go to a cool little pop-up, even if it's not like a big thing, just go to it. You'll never know who you'll meet. I met Busta Rhymes walking the streets of New York. You're going to meet people just being out and about. Twice. I didn't ask if you liked anime, but I should have. But anyways, I don't know. Like, I feel like just being like utilizing social media for any little thing can lead to the big things.
Life with anime, right? For us, anime impact is a big thing. Connecting with anime, what it means to our lives, getting us through something, identifying ourselves with characters, just seeing ourselves in a moment or a situation that a character went through. So talk to us about a time where that happened for you, right? Where there's a character that you identify with. It's like, yo, his story is mine. Even an aspect of this story is mine. I identify with. I see myself in that situation that happened in anime, like motivated you to do something. Anime helped you get through a hard time in your life, whatever it is. Just a time. I know we kind of talked about some already, really, with the connections and friends that you've made. But is there a specific character or something specific in anime that happened that has had a direct impact on your life?
You know what's funny? Just talking about a lot of what we talked about just now in this episode. Something that comes to mind, and I can't believe I have never made the connection here, but just to return to my favorite anime, Samurai Champloo. So there's one main character. His name is Mugen, and again, the main character is Fu, the girl, but of the trio, there's Mugen and Jin. And Jin is the more traditional, precise, like clean cuts. Everything is proper. Everything is like, perfect, essentially, as a samurai would be, like in that era. But Mugen is the wild, brash, balls to the wall. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna swing my sword this way because that's how I move. Like, and I'm gonna fight this way because that's how I feel. I feel like from talking to you guys and Perry and Rob more recently with this little boot camp we have in Vegas, he is almost like, and again, I can't believe I couldn't make this now. I didn't really see this analogy before until talking to you guys and them. Like, he got it done no matter what. Like, so what if it's not perfect? It got done. You know what I mean? He reached the goal. He did the thing he wanted to do. He's doing the things he wants to do because he can. And who cares if it's not the perfect painting? Who cares if it's not the perfect sword strike or the perfect technique? You know what I mean? And that's something that I feel like I had to have a lot of tough love on, and Perry really harps on me. And again, this could be maybe because I got not indoctrinated, but because I worked for WWE, like my style of editing, how I learned, like everything was so precise and tight. This frame and this cut was for a reason. Every edit was for a reason. Every cut was for a reason. Like I switched cameras on this angle to this beat of the song because of this reason, and everything had to feel perfect. And maybe, and I think I talked about this with Perry too a little while ago. But she kind of got me. She's been trying to get me out of the show of like, not everything has to be perfect. Of course, I want it to look the best it can be. Yeah. For it to look good to me, but just like throwing it up for the sake of doing it and just publishing, like Rob, just publish, hit the publish button. Who cares if it doesn't look like 4K cinema, 30 frames, 60 frames, like, it doesn't look like a movie. It doesn't have the highest production value, or it's not like perfectly edited, or you don't have like After Effects or these crazy effects going on in the video. Like, just throw it up there. Like it'll be seen by who needs to be seen, and that will only help you move on to the next thing. So talking to you guys, talking to them, I feel like Samurai Champloo is again another thing that has spoken to me. And again, a character like Mugen he's my favorite character of the show for the way he is, but I can't I never related to where we're at now in my life. So
that's awesome.
It's almost like an epiphany. I just had an epiphany. Like, damn, like I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to them, and talking about Samurai Champloo and the animes I love. This character is doing things that I should be acting like. I should be, just doing it. Let's do it. Like, let's go. Just do it. Like, who cares? Man, you didn't properly caption this. Next time you do it, I guess. Maybe. Hopefully you get the captions right. Because that's the thing. Like, if it wasn't perfect, like, I'll sit on something forever unless it, like, all the captions have to be correct. Like, the coloring has to look this way. I messed up. Like, the frame was little like, not tight enough or not wide enough.
I get it.
So, again, I think that's just me trying to, like, get out of that box of having it to be perfect. And I think that's why a lot of me, like, not hitting the publish button or doing the thing I wanted to do with this YouTube video idea or that YouTube video idea or this content idea is because, like, I thought it had to be perfect, but it doesn't. Like, just put yourself and kudos to Gen Z. Like, Gen Z kids, they'll, like, start the core. You'll see it. They'll start the video and it'll be them, like, setting up the camera, and then they'll go into the video, and then they're still recording, and, like, during the video that's posted, and it's them hitting, like, the end button. Or, Gen Z has, like, a thing of just, like, posting and living in real time in the same time. It's like, it's interesting because, like, dude, I guess they don't care enough and they'll throw it up. But again, it's just like them doing it is them putting themselves out there, and it's gonna be seen by people. So just do it. They're doing that, like why am I giving myself all these requirements and like this and like these precise things that need to, like, these check boxes that, like, for something to live and flourish in in the digital space.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
So,
And here's the crazy part: 9 times out of 10, they're not doing any editing, but 9 times out of 10, the content is still valid enough to where it will go viral. So, and you already are making crazy content regardless, like leaps and bounds of somebody just pressing the button and
but
calling
that's
it a
where
day.
the perfectionism and like being your biggest critic like hinders you, right?
Yeah.
Because again, like I could love something and think it's perfect, but then I'll watch it again and be like, damn, I missed that thing. Or like, and again, that's me being my own biggest critic.
Bro.
But as someone like other people outside of you being like, yo, that was super cool. Like, how did you do that? Or like, that looked great. Or that was awesome.
Could have been better.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the game we play, man.
Yeah. I get it. No, crazy.
So, but now I've said all this, right? I've said all this, but now I have to act on it, right?
I'm gonna just start messaging you. Mugen.
Just Mugen.
Yeah, literally
Mugen.
though.
I ain't seen a video in 3 days. Mugen.
Yeah, just DM me a GIF of Mugen, and I'll lock in.
Crazy. That's awesome.
No, but thank you for that question.
Yeah.
That's good. So there's a game that we absolutely love to play with our guest. It's a blind ranking. I'm really I'm scared about this blind ranking to be.
You're scared? See, you're saying this, but I've kind of seen the behind the scenes of how y'all work this. So I know you guys be DMing my close compadres and loved ones about.
Pete did this one all by himself.
No, I did this one just strictly because of like what I've seen probably in the past year or so, and so I'm curious. And of course, you know how the game works. So one,
I do, which is why I'm so curious. What could you have possibly put in for me to be truly upset about?
I don't think you'll be upset.
No, you won't be upset.
Okay. All right.
I think you'll have fun. You'll have fun.
Because like obviously someone like Chips and Noodles, he had that visceral reaction of his blind reaction, blind ranking.
I was pissed that he was mad at ReZero. What's wrong with ReZero?
He texts us all the time about of having to trudge through it because he hates it so much. Yeah, he already started it, so you got to finish it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I guess we'll find out.
Anime blind. No, this isn't even.
I was going to say. I was going to let you go, but it's not anime.
Okay, let's do this.
Just do blind ranking.
Okay,
because I don't want you to give it away to what it is.
Yeah. Nah, y'all switched it up just for me. This is crazy. Hold on.
All right,
all right.
The only person we've done it for.
All right, cool. We
make it individualized. You know.
All right,
what I'm saying?
Here we go.
Blind ranking Kumar edition.
Okay.
Let's go with Spider-Man Earth 616 Peter Parker.
Now we talking about Spider-Verse. We talking about Toby, Andrew Gar.
As a matter of fact, I'll let you think what you think.
Hold on. Now I gotta fact check myself, man. All right, here we go. This is our timeline Spider-Man.
Yes.
Oh man, I hate you guys for this. We're gonna go. I feel like I have to. No, it's too high. No, you know what? F it. We're hitting 10. That's 1. We're going 1.
Okay.
We're going 1. I don't care. We're going 1.
Pete, just do what you were gonna do, bro. Don't just stick with it. Just stick with it.
I can't now.
Yes, you can. You absolutely can. But let me shut up because I ruined it last time.
He's the OG. Like I have to say 1 for him. I mean, OG in a sense of like he's the one we like learn about.
He's the first one we learned about.
Yeah, so
that's
like why.
Okay,
that's why the strength of that is going to that.
Let's go Spider-Woman, Gwen Stacy.
Now she's cool, but I feel like I like a lot more characters more than her. I hope the women, if you're watching this,
I was about to say, careful.
I don't want to.
Careful now.
She's gonna be at a cool 3. How about that? Cool 3.
Okay. Let's go with Spider-Punk.
Now.
Too bad. Yep, you can't change.
You're saying this because someone hasn't appeared yet. I don't know if he's in this bland ranking. Spider-Punk. God, I'll say 4. That might bite me in the butt, but I'll say 4. Might be a little too low, but I gotta go with it because I gotta stick to my guns here.
Okay. He still probably played this really well.
I love how y'all are so devious and trying to like
P is the worst because P's like trying to concoct it as he goes. I'm like, I already got the order and I just go. PG's trying to make it up on the fly.
Yeah, I do. Let's go with Miles Morales.
I already know where this is going. All right. He's 2. He's 2. Which means someone's last aren't they?
Actually, I think you played it well. So the last one is Miguel O'Hara.
Wow. Okay. I'm fine with that.
I think you played it well.
He's arguably the coolest one looking, but Miles, it's so crazy that us growing up, Spider-Man, Peter Parker was our Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But if you ask any kid from
100%.
from maybe maybe high school to younger, Miles Morales is their Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think that's so freaking awesome.
That is pretty sweet.
That they're growing up with Miles being their Spider-Man and having these movies come out and speaking to everyone, but I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think we need to see more of that, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But aside from that, so I had 616 number 1, Miles Morales number 2, Gwen at 3, Spider-Punk and
at
Gwen would have been.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
It's gonna be dicey either way, but Miguel at 5, I'm okay with.
That's not bad. That's not a bad way of playing it.
Woo, all right, bullets. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I'm surprised you put
I don't
it
know
in.
why, Pete.
You should have, and I didn't like when I was doing. So I was already like sick, and so when I put it together, and I was
blaming his illness.
I'm blaming, blaming my illness is crazy.
Crazy.
So if you had the chance to collaborate with any creator or brand of your choosing, who would it be and why?
Man, if I could collaborate with any creator, I think I gotta go to. This is an OG because I watched him as a kid, still watch him now. He's still doing the damn thing, even though he has hinted it might not be for long. Not even creating. I just want to meet him. Dashy XP, man. He is one of my goats, man. He is so funny, and it's such a beautiful thing because he's just him. Him screaming into his mic, playing Mario, any Mario game or anything, and knowing he's so bad at playing these video games, but he just is so funny, is incredible. And I grew up, and not for nothing, I grew up in New York. I grew up with a lot of Dominican people, so I feel like I know this guy. Like I feel like he's you know what I mean. So he scratches a special itch in my heart, and I've been watching him for a while, which is why, not for nothing, collabing with in consecration or not. Like if I had the chance, I would love to give that guy a dap. Like I would love to give him a handshake for sure. If we could play a game together and go crazy, that's just like cherry on top. You know
one game.
I mean?
Which game? You have one opportunity to play one round of one game. What is it?
If I could play with something with Dashy, I'd have to play something cooperative just to see the chaos. You know what I mean? Because I would love to see if it's really me that's hindering our process, or if he's really that bad to where we're like, yo, Dashy, we can't move forward because you're not doing the thing. You know what I mean? Like I bet playing Overcooked with him would be a nightmare, like the cooking game or whatever.
Bro, listen, bro. Oh, Overcooked is crazy.
I will say so. Dashy was on. This was during COVID. Him, RDC, Caleb City, like all these mugs were playing.
Caleb's another one. I think Caleb's someone who I watched early.
So cool, bro.
He's a really creative skit maker. Yeah.
But they were playing Among Us. And when I tell you the amount of rage this dude would exhibit, for one, he's the imposter and he's trying not to give himself off as the imposter, but he is incredibly obvious and he is just yelling, "It ain't me! It's not me!" And then they kick him off and he was like, "I told you." It's hilarious. Like playing Among Us with him would be hilarious.
And I think he's a great testament of just time of like, yo, you could do it right now. You think you're 50, you think you can't do it? Do it. You don't think you can play a video game and make a video about you playing a video game? You can.
Yeah.
He's like he's getting up there, and he said like he doesn't know how much longer he's gonna go, but seeing someone like him play and just like whether he's bad at the game or not, but harness garnering a community and like creating a following that he does just by screaming into a microphone, because that's how he really feels playing in the moment. Like, who's to say you can't do the same thing and like get that kind of reaction from like from the general public? So I've always loved him for him being himself, and like he's one of my OGs. I hope I get to meet one day for sure.
That's awesome. Absolutely. All right. Final question for you, man. And it's actually, I'm stealing a question from a previous interview that you did, and I'm curious to see how you respond to this answer. And so the question for you, man, is just, what do you strive to become in the future?
What do I strive to become in the future? So I mentioned a little bit as earlier on the pod, but as a kid, I watched up growing a lot of MTV and BET and VH1, and the goal subconsciously was to always be like the host of something on a TV show, whether it was like, a TRL, 106 in Park, what have you. Like that was always something I thought would be really cool. And low key, high key, it's still kind of the goal somehow. And I think I think being in this content creation space where people have made that a reality, whether it's their own podcast. Shout out Fantastic Frankie. Shout out Straw Hat Goofy.
Yeah.
They've created content, and now they have not infiltrated, but they have made it into these spaces where now Frankie is a literal host of the DC podcast.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Incredible. Just from gushing about what they love and putting it out into the internet space. And so the fact that Parry had the wherewithal to be like, hey, I know you love editing, I know you love WWE, you're in the studio, but who's to say you can't be the next Carson Daly or whoever, like, AJ from, so I think low-key that's still the goal, and I want to do that. But the fact that you don't have to do it for a company essentially either, or if and again, Frankie working with DC makes sense because she loves DC. She puts on for it. That's like, why wouldn't she? But being in content creation, for example, you guys have your own content space, your podcast. Who's to say in the near future it doesn't blow up to where people are tuning in for you guys? Not that being on a network TV station or channel would be amazing, but now you guys are creating your own space to have it for yourself, or whether it's on Apple or Spotify or what. Again, I don't really know how podcasting works in sense of that realm, but just the fact that you guys can potentially get however many crazy amount of viewers and listeners you can just by putting yourself out there, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to Vine. Vine created a lot of people who have these successful YouTube channels that got into acting, that are in movies now. Who's to say you can't do if I had an opportunity to act in a movie or even make a cameo in a movie just because someone saw my content,
give me 5 seconds.
Why wouldn't I? Right? So I think I'm going to strive to publish, just to output, to infiltrate more of these spaces, to be like, yo, I'm out here. And again, I don't think I really talked about it on this podcast, but I've harped on it a lot before. And I kind of got into it a little bit by talking about Miles Morales, but I do it because I believe that we need to see more people that look like us. And I did not get that growing up. And I didn't get that until whenever Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle came out. Because not for nothing, growing up in the 90s, there were a lot of stereotypes, and I got made fun of. One diss I got as a kid, it was like, you're Indian. That's a bad thing. Being different is a bad thing, right? Crazy. And again, I'm not even Indian, but
exactly.
Exactly. But I digress. No, the people saying that aren't going to give an F enough to even.
That's crazy.
Differentiate.
Yeah.
But Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Cal Penn, the actor who played Kumar, was the first person I saw in a movie, in a media that was not a stereotype. It was a regular dude from New Jersey that liked to smoke pot that was dealing with like, trying to be a doctor but not wanting, regular life stuff.
Yeah.
So he was like the first guy. I was like, damn, like this guy has a similar background and isn't being put in a box or like being stereotyped. So why can't I do that for other people? Why can't I see more of people that look like me that are just looked at in a regular light, like not typecasted, not like only known for this stereotype or this thing, this nifty thing that they're known for. Oh, like, like I could look like me and put myself out there, and hopefully people that look like me will be like, I want to do that too, because I've seen somebody do that too that looks like me.
Yes.
So which is why like it's such a beautiful thing that Miles Morales is a lot of these kids Spider-Man. And it's so beautiful seeing all these, all these black kids grow up with like, yo, Spider-Man is black. Captain America is black. You know what I mean? Like, we need more of that. Yeah. Like, and we could go in. That's a whole other conversation.
We could do a whole 2 hours on 3 hours.
I would love to go into that, but
we're here.
I digress.
Yeah. We are here, and we're putting ourselves out there, and we're not going away. Absolutely. And like. That's why, if you got an idea, no matter where you're from, where you're at, put it out there and make yourself known.
Absolutely.
Listen, again, words from Kumar, because I would love to clip, like, how put yourself out there. If you don't do nothing else, put yourself out there, man. You got a phone, you got a mouth. You, like, bro, put yourself out there. 100%. Love it. Love it. Go ahead, Joe.
Absolutely. No, that's it. Perfect. Kumar left us off with some bars to finish off the episode, man. Great way to end it. Man, Kumar, thank you so much, bro. Greatly appreciate your time. This was an absolute blast. Technical difficulties and all. Sneezes off camera and all. It's been a great time, man. I'm glad we finally got you on here.
Long time coming. I'm glad. I know you guys. I'm really proud and happy for you guys. You guys are moving. I love it. I love the fact that you guys are, and not for nothing, again, like we may like be in a bubble kind of and like see like, oh, of course this mutual vibes would be on your guys' show, but I feel like you guys are starting to get more people that necessarily, and that's really awesome. And I love that for you guys. So keep doing what you're doing, and we will see you in May for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we don't see you in a video or the content space up until then, but me and Perry are looking forward to seeing you guys for sure in May at MomoCon.
Absolutely, sure. Absolutely. If you guys have stuck around this far, man, make sure you guys go ahead and follow Kumar's content, man. All his links are down below in the description. It would mean a lot to us if you take care of him and go support him. We love you guys. Kumar, appreciate you again.
And continue to support these guys because these guys are the best. These guys are awesome.
We got long to go, but I mean, like we said it before, bro. But the praise means a lot to us. It truly, truly does. Again, because you're talking about things that we really aspire to be great at and really want to focus on. So, thank you, to Perry, to everybody else who's been here supporting us, man. It truly means a lot. Pete, before I cut you off and end it, do you have anything you want to finish off with and say before I wrap us up here?
No, man, I'm good. This was a good time, man. I had a great time. This was a blast.
And that's what I'm talking about, man. I feel like as most podcasts at the end of the 3-4 hours, I'm just like, yo, I'm drained. But here I'm like, yo, let's talk about more stuff. We can keep going. Like, it don't feel like work, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, you guys have a great energy, and I feel like that's why you guys have moved and do move the way you do, and then you get a lot of praise for it. Because, like, I'm telling you, like, when Perry got off the call with you guys in Thousand Honey for that episode you guys did, Perry was... She could not stop talking about like how you guys run yourselves. So like, it's a testament to the work that you guys do.
Oh,
thank you. All right, y'all. Appreciate it again. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be here and hang out with us. With that, we're out. Peace.
Peace.